Previously on Two Balls and a Mic.
Season's greetings and welcome to Two Balls and a Mic, episode 262. We are here on a Monday. Great Abraham Zapata in studio. Fake writing.
Yeah.
Caught you mid fake right. We're going to go ahead and start with a couple of San Diego soccer items as we have. San Diego FC playing their second scrimmage against Sacramento FC. And also a hidden gem of a scrimmage against SDSU. Some highlights. We'll go ahead and break that down as we get prepared for the Coachella Valley Invitational that Chiba and I literally just got approved. And we'll be there on February 8th. Coachella Valley Invitational against New York.
Broadcast.
Yes, we're doing a roadcast. Absolutely. We're also going to go ahead and talk about San Diego Wave. San Diego Wave had their first media availability of the season from training. Chiba and Abraham were there talking to Jonas Eideval, Kennedy Wesley. Some good sound out of there. And we're also going to be joined by Megan O'Keefe, who was the director of communications and love reporter at San Diego Wave. She's actually the first kick at the soccer shoot last night. She's been introducing some of the new players coming in, and we're going to get into it as far as what is Wave going to have rolling out for this season coming up. Goals, gaffes, and greats, as well as we typically have. We want to welcome everybody that's joining us live on Instagram, on X, on YouTube, on Blue Sky. Needs to get it together, figure themselves out so we can live stream. Like we'd love to. Not letting us at this point. But yeah, thank you for everybody who is joining us here. Yes, you did the TBZ intro. Yes, it was actually specially requested to do that. Like, oh, you should do a TBZ intro. Like, no, I actually have this. I asked the voice of it back in the pandemic to do that, and also
wait, I thought that was AI. That was real.
That's the guy.
I just assumed, you love your AI stuff.
You could probably do it AI
no,
now.
I mean, no, yeah. Like I have it. Look, I can give me a quick second here, and I can pull it up because that's
crazy.
I paid for it. Like the guy was ready.
It was like Cameo or something.
Absolutely.
Yep. That's so cool.
Let me see.
When they would do like the recap of like the previously on, it was just Goku talking about it, right? Or am I making that up?
That's in the Spanish one is like, hola, soy Goku. And then he'd tell you like, hey, like, perdí la madre Freezer. And, you know, then I kind of died and now I'm back.
Okay.
But in the English one, I didn't really consume that much. So like,
yeah, no, it was. I do remember that.
Like, hi, it's Goku. And
hey guys.
Oh, it's the real thing.
It's so funny. Oh, no way.
Hi there, Tony. How's it going? Kyle Bear here with a couple
Man in his car.
little liners for
That's
your
awesome.
sports podcast. Goes a little something like this.
Sports podcast.
Next time on Two Balls and a Mic. Previously on Two Balls and a Mic. Hope that was good for you.
He's got like dirt in the back seat, like he just went to Home Depot or something.
But the cleanest audio that I could ever imagine. And
cool.
that's lived.
How much was that?
Honestly, it's probably like $20. This is bargain. It's a super bargain.
Bargain.
Like I'm a person, you know this, that if I see a deal, like I cannot pass it up. But
I know.
with that's something that happened a long time ago here on Two Balls and a Mic. We're on 262 episodes, consecutive weeks with an episode that we've been doing it from this garage. And, you know, we will welcome here in a bit in the Sarape San Diego segment as well, our great friend, John Cross, who is the former president of the SDI, the San Diego Independent Supporters Union for San Diego FC. For some reason, it works better when I
say the whole thing. Yeah.
Who will be talking about the return of soccer shorts and potential linkage there here with San Diego Punto Futbol as well. So it is also our 5th anniversary show.
5 years. 5 years.
The first episode of Two Balls and a Mic was.
Oh, something went wrong.
What went wrong?
I was checking.
Everything good?
I think that was me.
Mine's
kicked me out of StreamYard.
Kicked me out too. But we'll
keep it going.
We'll assume we're still on.
We're still
on the
good
air.
here. I hope so.
I mean, it's fine. Want to welcome everybody who's still here. I've had my fair share of technical difficulties in the last day here with the Soccers as well. So I'm no stranger to that world right now. But no, I mean it's a 5th year anniversary. That's literally February 4th. Our first episode upload of Two Balls and a Mic. And again, we've referred to this a couple times, and we're very happy of what we've done and how far we've come. Abe, you, my friend, were in high school when all this was going down.
I was on a whole different beat. Wasn't covering sports at all. Writing about the Sweetwater Union High School District School Board at the time.
Oh, that's some really important stuff.
Yeah. I was the only media there. It's kind of crazy.
Still here. Octagon is still the same mask up there.
That's a different studio.
That's a different studio. That is the
where we almost got in trouble.
School where we almost got fired from.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was that right there was 5 years ago. We decided to get on this.
I'm wearing a similar
venture.
sweater today, actually.
Do you love that sweater?
Crazy.
And I can't tell you how much I hated that sweater.
This one is so comfy.
I hated that sweater.
Oh, that one over there.
Because
it was the only one that fit.
Sweater.
You know, as a former big guy, you wear what fits.
As a retired big guy.
Yeah, 5 years ago, Abe, you were in high school. We started this at a classroom in elementary school that we used to work at. And then we transitioned over here. And I think you have some videos from throughout the years.
Yeah,
I mean, share, but
sure, I can go ahead and do that. So that was the first February 4th. Then after that came the year after that, I do believe
episode 53.
Episode 53, and things looked a little different.
The same sweater.
Is it real? Oh my God, Chiva. Oh my goodness, Chiva.
A year later. Hey, commit to the bit.
That Lakers hat? Okay.
Lakers hat, yeah. Look at Doncic.
Season's greetings was already in play there.
Yeah,
season's greetings was already in play.
Yeah.
That.
El mismo suéter, güey. No mames.
A year after we decided to start this shit. So
I wore that to the Sixers Loyal game too.
You still have that sticker?
All the stickers are.
All the stickers are still there. This one, the "Kill 'Em with Kindness." No, that
the lovely listeners.
That was from Cheyenne. We retired that sticker.
Oh, okay.
Oh
yeah. He was actually a guest. He's a Seattle Sounders supporter. Has his own podcast up in Seattle. A lot of the friends that we've made along the lines. I mean, that was then, and then a year after that, our 1 year anniversary, 3 year anniversary. We welcomed the great and powerful San Diegan, Sweetwater High School's own Tony Sanchez and Joe Benny Corona. I was sick, clearly. You were away.
This is how we have to start it.
Pato, ¿qué pedo con tu cuello ahí, güey? You shaved. That's why you shaved.
Yeah.
You were shaving. Okay. Mames, güey. Te ves mejor ya, güey. If you listen to the interview that Darren and Jordan did and Always Loyal, right? He talked about how with the family starting and all I believe my sister had COVID at the time, so I had to stay as well because I needed to test. 3 year anniversary.
We played it.
Whole different life.
2023.
This was episode 240. Now it was last year, 2 years ago,
40 years ago.
Did you say 40 years ago, Chiva? Did you just say 40 years?
Yeah, I did. Imperdido. Last year. Episode 10.
We just decided not to have an episode. Oh, we had a countdown. Thanks to everybody. Here's Two Balls and a Mic, episode 2. Somehow quality got worse. We are back here.
Sometimes Wi-Fi.
Sometimes it is the Wi-Fi, but now it's that new layout. It's a new kind of look.
Pretty similar.
Looks pretty similar. All right, we got
this now.
It's very interesting seeing the San Diego FC crest
up there.
The crest, at least in this one, is very early on. Yeah, no, Sirens with last year's scarf is there as well. But yeah, that's
what was I want to ask you. I don't know when A became a fan or started following
fan.
us or just started like
Never a
knowing
fan.
who we were, but we've had so many different segments, so many different names for different things. Tony, what would you say is your favorite name of a segment that we had in the past 5 years?
We had one where we ate spicy things,
Okay.
right?
What was it
And
called?
we ate the
The
Maruchan,
ramen.
the hot ramen, and I think it was a bet. There was also a bet that he lost that he had to clean my car, and I live streamed it on Instagram.
You
I
did?
had to give him a car wash.
Him
yeah.
giving my car a car wash.
We got to bring that bet back.
I'm down.
Well, we were bet about something last week.
I also lost the bet
Yeah, we
where
did.
I wore a Chelsea jersey for an episode.
Yeah, you did.
We had a segment called Two Balls in a Comic when we invited comedians.
Yeah, we
to
did.
talk sports.
Met Bert Kreischer,
Yeah.
met Dave Williamson, met a bunch of people through that.
We had the Community COVID Shield, the Community COVID Cup very early on. We had Miller Time was a segment with former head coach of San Diego Loyal, Nick Miller.
I like those Miller times.
Miller
He would
times
like
are
go on
cool.
for a long time and just like seemed like a normal guest. Like seemed like he was on
We
all
had
the time.
Chelas con Chavos.
Jealous con Chavos is the
Can't
thing.
forget that.
Yeah.
Chelas con Chavos.
We had Two Balls Gaming for
Two Balls Gaming
two
for a
episodes
week,
that I
for a
told you
week.
would fail.
Yeah.
And he
but
would
that
play
was
video
fun.
games.
That was fun.
I told him
Yeah.
to stop.
Spend a day with an interactionist. Sorry. What? We can't joke about that still? Come on.
No, yeah, we can.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Come on.
Hey,
If you look at his current stream, not that I have any access to it.
I've talked crap about
he was pardoned, so
Yeah.
he was tweeting some really bad stuff about women's soccer. And he
yeah,
he was that
yeah,
guy.
yeah,
Are you
he was.
surprised though? Are
No,
you surprised?
I'm not
Andrew
surprised.
Carlton was
No.
unfortunate, and
The rat.
it's an unfortunate part of a lot of histories here in San Diego, unfortunately. But
What
We
other
move on.
segments have we?
we
Sorry.
live and we learn.
What other segments? Hey, that was a pretty big moment for Two Balls and a Mic in San Diego football.
Yeah, I was on a plane.
Yeah.
Got a call. Hey, can you make this happen? Like, sure, I guess.
I was
Set it and forget
I
it.
was in Cabo.
Oh, my favorite was talking Women's Gold Cup last year when I
Yeah.
started with you guys.
Oh,
A lot
yeah.
of fun.
That's right.
And now you're here.
Now I'm here.
Now you're in here.
That's how we get
All
you.
jacket it up.
It's cold.
I warn everybody who
Tienes
comes. It's a
friguito?
garage.
Yeah,
There's
that's
no
why I bring a jacket.
insulation.
I got my big
There's
jacket.
absolutely no insulation
It's
here.
cold.
But yeah, thank
Any
you.
other segments that you can think of?
No, Chiba, I can't actually. Can you?
Yeah.
The soccer segments, the challenges that we used to have.
Oh, those are cool.
Those are nice. Those are
They're
nice.
cool.
You getting ideas there, Abe?
I'm thinking. Writing helps me think. Don't worry about it. Don't look at my writing. Come on. We're doing it.
Don't look at my writing, says the editor-in-chief of San Diego Punto Football. You heard it here first.
I have to publish something before you can look at my notes. All my
Oh,
notes are
okay.
insane. If you read my notes, you think I'm like
Are
a
you
serial
are
killer.
you writing a piece on the 5-year anniversary for San Diego football? Nope.
I'm
you're
waiting
not.
for 10 years.
Sure, man. Let me tell you, man.
It's been a rough 5. It's been a rough 5.
I'll
But
do
in
an
any case,
interview now and then.
We're in the negatives.
can we bring back the gaming segment? Play Fortnite. Chiba is the one that's best first person shooter. You can catch me playing some WWE 2K. Just create a wrestler, creating all my friends and making them incredibly weak.
Beach in my Xbox and I'll bring it
Do you
back.
make us in these wrestling games?
No,
Okay.
but now I want to. And you guys would be like a 25 and a
Oh, come on. And just-
26.
It's just yourself just power bombing us.
Oh,
doing these crazy
absolute,
things.
bro.
That's
I'm
hilarious.
jacked.
All
I'm
right.
jacked, brother.
I think it's time to talk some San Diego Wave.
Can we bring gaming segment? I'm down for that. Yes. All right. Some soccer. Let's speak some sense into everything. So again, just a quick reset here. Wave, SDFC, and goals, gaffes, and greats. Later on, there will be media availability for San Diego FC coming up this week. Tomorrow, Abe is going to be at the
Ribbon cutting.
ribbon cutting for the already opening of an opened facility.
To be fair, I think there are definitely sections that were not done when we first
Yes.
visited. We weren't allowed. There were
Yes.
still like drills and hard hats everywhere. So I assume now that it's all going to be done for us to explore and
we'll talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love that. So we'll touch some SDFC
OSHA.
here in a bit, as well as a Coachella Valley Invitational. But 2 teams are being represented in San Diego in this tournament, in as what was said, the biggest preseason soccer tournament of all time in North America. Blah 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 blah. We'll see. I'm excited to drive over there.
Ooh.
I'm not sure what I'm going to expect. We've been seeing a lot of highlights, but starting off with what we can expect for San Diego Wave, I think it's a good time. We'll go ahead and talk some Wave. Two
Is
Balls
that
Under Wood
okay?
was actually a great segment.
Two
Oh,
balls
shout out.
Underwood. Yes.
Shout out
Alan
Alan Underwood.
That was a
Wow.
great one.
Miss Alan.
That was pretty much the whole show.
Yeah,
That was the name of
100%.
the podcast. is Two Balls
100%.
Underwood.
There's been so many times where I've been approached. It's like, hey, why are you guys talk so long about like oil? Or why do you guys talk so long? This was a quote. How can you guys talk so long about women's sports? There's a lot to talk
Sport.
about.
There's
There's
a
a lot to
lot to
talk. I
talk
mean, what do you
about.
want me
What's
to
the
what do you want me to
difference?
do? Like, it's
There's
just
men's sport, there's women's sport.
Yeah.
I think there's more to talk about.
So let's talk
for
about
San
it.
Diego Wave.
San Diego
100%.
Wave had their first media availability over the weekend,
Mhm.
Saturday. Abe, we both went up to the polo fields in Del Mar.
Beautiful
Look,
day.
It was
absolutely
a great day.
like
Tony,
perfect.
you missed out. I'm sorry. It was beautiful up there.
I was
just in
expecting
general.
it to be cold and like that
Mhm.
little like ocean breeze, but it was like really nice out. I wanted to take my jacket off. There was like a youth soccer tournament going on,
Mhm. You can hear in the
outside.
background.
Yeah.
and I really wish I got to ask Jonas about that, just because it's so crazy. The parking lot is literally the same. You could see like parents and stuff going to their car to get something, and then right next door it's just these professional athletes training.
So we
It's,
parked behind Maria
crazy.
Sanchez, dude.
yeah, we
like-
did.
What a flex.
Yeah.
Did we? I don't know who's got that one.
Yeah, no,
Oh, we did.
she was like, yeah, no, man, the cars, I'd love that.
We got to
Um,
figure that out. Just assign cars to every player, and then that way we'll be able to point them out.
No, something so very cool, right? You have the whole setup, you have people setting up the whole practice, everything like that. We're like, dude, how cool is it that your job is literally to shoot at the goalkeepers? That's your job. You go, you're just crossing balls in, everything like that. Like, pretty cool. It was Abe, myself, 3 other people of the media, and that was it.
That was it.
That was it. Nobody else was there. No big media, which we don't know what to expect. This is Saturday.
Mhm.
I get it. People have Monday to Friday jobs. Most media availabilities are usually during the week. I did kind of send a hint and said, hey, Saturday works out better for us.
Well,
if you want to keep them on Saturdays,
I mean, yeah,
for the most part. But
during
they have games.
Yeah, during
so-
season is going to be a little bit
Yeah,
more difficult
100%.
to do that. But again, some of this B-roll footage courtesy of San Diego Wave FC, and really just it's now the second week of implementing whatever Jonas is going to start to want to see, right? Like you have a lot of new pieces. You're trying to really assess what weapons you're going to go ahead and have so far in your arsenal. And I mean, it's very early to really distinguish anything, and like to even ask Jonas, hey, and something you guys did is like something that he actually answers like, hey, well, I'm going to have these players for the Coachella Valley Invitational, but then they leave. They're international players, and that's challenge on its own. And then you hear those hints of the European coaches of not understanding, not necessarily in a bad way, but just like, yeah,
Why
they
is
need
the
to do something
schedule?
about the
Yeah.
schedule. Like, what's up with the schedule, guys?
He
We're-
said
like-
it in the nicest way possible too. Like we were so used to Casey Stoney just kind of bashing the league already and saying player safety, like they're not taking into consideration. But Jonas was just legit confused and said, "Yeah, this would be nice. Maybe in the future they change it." But kind of playing it safe a little bit. He doesn't
Yes.
want to have any bad blood. But Abe, I don't know what you thought of that.
Yeah, I think it's hard for new coaches to talk crap about the league, but he was definitely not afraid to share his criticisms. It's not even just that the schedule, talking about the salary cap and things like that. Kind of agreeing with what I said about reasons why a player like Naomi Girma might leave. I think it's fascinating to hear just like a coach be like, yeah, like it's weird. America's weird. They have weird customs and culture and weird
Sports
culture in
culture.
sports. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. And from the get-go here, it's an adjustment period for a lot of the players, a lot of the coaches. And you mentioned, Jiva, that the coaching staff is something that that was kind of pointed out, like, wow, how cool. Hey, that's same. How cool it is to just have that as your job and just have that be your existence. And it's really awesome. San Diego Wave did make an official statement as far as the hirings for the coaching staff for Jonas Eideval. So this came down that officially, and I think people figured this out through pictures and whatnot, whether they're being Sherlock Holmes on socials. And San Diego Wave welcomes Becky Tweed and Jack Jensen as assistant coaches, and Kenneth Matson as head goalkeeper coach. And that's, he gets the privilege of kicking the balls to the goalkeepers and training them, adding a diverse array of experience from top levels in the United States and Europe. And that's a goalkeeper coach, I believe, from Sweden. Just giving Sheridan a different look, a different aspect, different way of training in a lot of different ways. And that's somebody who you're going to need to have on form, content, as happy as you can, because that is one of your only leaders at this point for San Diego Wave moving forward. You lose so many important players. You lose so many players that make statements with their play, with their goals, with their presence. Now you're just going to have to rely on a lot of talent and a lot of hope that things start meshing together. And hopefully that for Jonas and company, they have the right people in place moving forward for that. So let's hear some of
Love to hear
some of the great work you guys did over at training this last Saturday. Again, if this continues, I'm not going to complain. If it's just mostly us, by us, I mean you guys.
I love it.
All right, you'll just look at whoever's asking the question.
Yeah. First, welcome to San Diego. Could you just start us off? Why did you decide to come to San Diego?
I think it's a very exciting project, ambitious new ownership, ambitious management. It really wants to create something with long-term success here in San Diego, so that attracted me a lot.
And what does that project entail as the kind of head coach? What do you hope to bring?
I mean, I think my knowledge, of course, is not only about how we play and how we train. I mean, it comes from everything. I've seen what world-class facilities looks like. I've seen what world-class organizations looks like. So I think all those aspects, I think it's going to be really important, because they all play together when you try to create something on excellent levels. So I hope in many different levels I can help.
And you have Naomi Girma leaving the club this season, one of the world's best defenders. How do you find the pieces to fill that hole in that defense?
Yeah, I think what we see in this transfer window is obviously a challenge right now for the league. I think it's where the salary cap is, when you compare to the top European clubs, the league will have a hard time to retain the biggest talent, how the market is working currently. So I think that's not a San Diego Wave thing, but it's a NWSL thing that needs to be addressed if you want to be the leading league in the world, to find ways how we can attract the best talent, but also having the best talent stay in the league, because I think that obviously makes a lot of sense. For us, you just don't replace a Naomi Girma immediately. We need to develop, just like Naomi Girma back in the days was developed here. We need to develop own players, and being able for them to come in and do that for the team. So there is a lot of change, and we need to and a lot of talent, but we need to give them a little bit of time. And of course, with hard work, I'm optimistic.
And it's no secret the team struggled last season. I mean, not even making playoffs. What are some of the things that you implemented first thing right when you got here?
I mean, I think it was quite easy to see that it was a team that had a really hard time in transitions, and in a league like NWSL that is a quite transitional league. I think you really struggle when you can't control the transitions, or you can't benefit from the transitions. So that part has been really important to address, and to see in a way we can play where we can be not necessarily a team that has plenty of transitions. It's not the quantity of them that we're looking to improve on. It's more the quality on how we handle both the attacking and defending transitions.
And I think you'll hear from a lot of the players. The fans have always rallied behind the team. What's the message you have for the fans, the Sirens, the supporters group?
Like I said before, like we will need to do it together. Without our fans, without our community, we're not even half of ourselves. So we need that. That's what makes us complete, and we're really excited to have them with us on this journey. So to continue the support, that will mean the world to the team.
Coach, so much about this iteration of the club.
Coach Jonas Eideval.
We've been told it Jonas.
Jonas, yes.
Close,
Jonas.
not, you don't really
It's not
pronounce
Jonas.
it, Jonas.
Yeah, but you know,
We were
Yeah,
limited
they
to
were
how
saying
many
it in
questions we could
Spanish.
ask. I didn't get to ask if he's related to the Jonas Brothers, but maybe in the future.
Usa Chiva. Okay. Good thing you didn't. Good thing you didn't have that time.
Be
But
like,
good questions.
what?
Some good
Who?
questions there. For Jonas Eideval, a new head coach for San Diego Wave, who has some interesting kind of takes and a lot of things that, again, we said that Casey Stoney echoed in her tenure, in her time, as far as like understanding the travel, understanding the schedule for for the NWSL, and really the quality. And that's been a big topic of discussion of NWSL compared to Europe and a salary cap, and just kind of, is that really impacting, and are you really getting the best of what you can have here potentially when you have Naomi Girma going over to Chelsea for 1.1 million? Like,
Yeah, you're limiting yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you self-imposed a limit on yourself and every single team in the league, so you can only have like a certain number of players for, I guess you could say, parity. But then at the same time, like, what matter? Does parity matter if your players aren't the best in the world?
Does the stadium fill up now with no Shaw, no Girma, no Morgan?
I think it depends on the
Game.
opponent, the game, and how well the team is performing. Because if you're performing at the rate you were last season, I think the stands are not going to look great at all.
I have to agree with that. Like, it's only going to get you so far, right? Like, maybe the first day, the first game, like first week or two of that excitement and that buzz really kind of gets people going to Snapdragon to see it. Because again, like, who's going to go, who hasn't gone to a Wave game that, the shine is still there of Snapdragon. Ooh, a new stadium, a new
Mhm.
soccer specific stadium. A new turf, new grass. It's getting laid down. Just got laid down recently, and it's going to get its first soccer test for the She Believes Cup. Speaking of the She Believes Cup, tomorrow we're actually going to go ahead and be speaking with U.S. Women's National Team head coach Emma Hayes. It's just, again, they're coming over and playing here in San Diego. The U.S. Women's National Team has been one of the featured guests of Snapdragon Stadium, who's seen the best and worst of Snapdragon Stadium
Naomi
surface.
Girma's going to play at Snapdragon before the Wave is here.
She actually won't be.
You won't be
She's
here.
out with
Ah.
injury. She didn't make this camp.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so that's going to be interesting. So Emma Hayes on San Diego Football Network. So keep your eyes, ears out for that. But yeah, I mean, will they have people in the seats? I'll wonder what somebody from the inside, such as Megan, when we get her on, we'll kind of have on that, because we want to make sure that is true. There is a momentum that can be carried into the stands, into the stadium, and they've done a lot of good things moving forward. But is the star power, is even having the good results when you have not necessarily household items? And this is something that, again, we'll reference with Megan, who has been doing a great job keeping everybody up to date on some of the new signings and where they're coming from, some of the leagues that they're hailing from. But no, it's absolutely wonderful here. We'll hear from Kennedy Wesley as well. You guys had her. Did you hand her the mic, Cuba?
Yeah, I was kind of reaching to catch
Like,
the
point
audio, and
the-
she
like,
like,
you know,
and
the
she
thing where you
like
point it and then she
reached
just
to
kinda
grab, and I
reaches
said, "Oh," I just went with it and said, "Yeah, take it. That's fine."
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, here, take it. Like,
That's
take
because
it.
we're standing a little farther back, so I was just trying to reach to
Mhm.
catch what she was
The
saying,
audience.
and she just reached for the mic. I said, "I'm down. Yeah, go for it."
I love it. All right. So let's go ahead and actually think it's a good point to bring on our first guest of the night. You know her as the Director of Communications and Club Reporter at San Diego Wave FC. Please welcome to Two Balls at a Mic, San Diego Punto Football, Megan O'Keefe. Megan, how are you doing?
What's up, guys? Can you
How
hear
are
me?
you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Am I on your 5th anniversary show right now?
Yeah, you are.
100%.
Welcome.
That's such an honor. Wow.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
so
you're
honored.
with Joe Corona. I mean, you know, San Diego native, but it's all good. He hasn't hit us up since then. So I'm glad we were able to secure a premium guest as well. I know a lot of people have been paying attention to what you've been doing on social media with San Diego Wave and have really been appreciative of the information that you've been divulging to the San Diego Wave fans. And if you want to just give a quick snippet, just your role in your everyday happenings at San Diego Wave.
Yeah, so my role is working with you guys and lots of people like you coming out to training. We always appreciate it. But yeah, as the director of comms, I'm doing all things media relations, making sure interviews are going smoothly, setting up open trainings, which we'll see about those Saturdays. I don't know how much longer we can do Saturday open training.
Yeah.
But yeah, facilitating those and then pitching stories too, and just highlighting who these players are on and off the field. And then the other half of my title as the club reporter and host, getting to, in-person events, hosting, emceeing, which is my favorite. I love to be able to interact with the fans and meet everyone that, supports the team. And I've only been with the club for, tomorrow will be my anniversary of landing in San Diego. So 1 year of
Here we go.
Anniversaries all
Congratulations.
around.
yeah. Driving from Chicago, but yeah. So that's a gist of my job, but I can't believe how fast this first year has gone by. Or, I mean, as you all know, a lot happened, but it's just been such a fun job despite, the ups and downs. And I'm so excited for this year. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, and there's a lot of good things happening on the field, on the training grounds, and a lot of what you have been doing again is some great work on social media in introducing some of the newest faces and players because there's a lot of turnover this year, and you've had a series on your Instagram where you introduce some of the players and give a perspective of, hey, this is who they are, this is where they come from, this is what you can expect, the positioning, just a little bit of a 101. Did you feel like this was necessary, or just where did this kind of stem from?
Yeah, I thought it was important because I just think about how I like to. Also, I'm wearing the same jacket. Embarrassing. I think about how I like to consume content, and I'm a big, TikTok video person. But no shade to the other half of my job where I'm writing these press releases with the help of Bergen Gruskin, who's been helping me a lot. But I'm not a big reader. So I'm like, okay, how do I want to learn about these players? How do I consume content? And I think really quick hitter videos, which we all know our attention spans are shorter and shorter. So something quick that people can really absorb and get to know these players. And I think, you guys get it as just football fans in general. You connect to these teams so much more when you know who these players are as people and like what they're interested in off the field and where they come from and their journeys. So that's always been something I've been passionate about even before working with the Wave. I have a background in journalism, so that's been my favorite thing. And the other half of it is like, it's probably overwhelming to look at the roster right now, or even for fans coming out to the stadium and being like, I don't know if I recognize a lot of these faces, but hopefully with some of these videos, they're like, oh, that's Gia Corley. She's got a bunch of tattoos and she's from Tacoma, Washington or Germany. And hopefully those quick hitters at least give people, some talking points when they're pitching the Wave to their friends. So yeah, that's kind of why I enjoy doing it and why I did it.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Megan. I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about, these trainings. You've gotten to see a lot of these new players, and you kind of talked to us a little bit. Like, it's so crazy trying to like pick out people, see who they are. And I was wondering if there's like any specific players that you've seen that have like really impressed you just from the sidelines.
Yes. I actually wrote down notes because I'm like, I'm going to forget all the names, but I feel like the first thing I actually noticed was Gia Corley and Maria Sanchez look really similar out on the field. They actually have very similar mannerisms and styles. And I almost like got them confused a couple times. So, which is exciting because Maria Sanchez is incredible. And I know that actually Chiamaka and Favor Emmanuel, both from Nigeria, they kind of know each other. And so they've been really bonding together and working on their English, and they're getting more and more comfortable. But something about Chiamaka, she has the most infectious smile. Like the way she's grinning out on the field, she looks like she's having the time of her life out there. So I like channel that positive energy. And then another one that's really impressed me, Trinity Armstrong, which a lot of people, no pressure, have compared her to Naomi, especially coming out of college. And what's impressed me so much about her is actually her off the field presence as well. And she's so mature and well-spoken for a 17-year-old. And I'll mention to you guys, when I first met her, I was like, oh, I lived in North Carolina. It's good to meet you. She went to UNC. And I was like, what made you decide to leave Chapel Hill after just 1 year winning a championship? She was only there for 5 months. She was like, I think I accomplished everything I needed to accomplish in college. So I was ready to go to the pros. I was like, okay, good for you. So yeah, she's only 17 because she expedited her high school experience to just 3 years. And her mom told me all about how, she had crazy days of doing school for like 9 hours and then going and playing soccer just so she could get to this stage in her career. So that's impressive. Gosh, I'm going down my line now. And then Trinity Byers, was our first signing last year in like the fall era because she tore her ACL. So she's still been around the team, which is really cool because I can only imagine how difficult it is to, be a young and new player and not get to have that like on the field experience with your teammates and everything because she's rehabbing her knee. But she's been around the team just in all the meetings and all of the team bonding activities. So she hopefully is already feeling a part of the squad. But I know when she comes back, she's going to be remarkable.
Yeah, this is something I talked to Chiva a lot about. A lot of these players have gone to like really crazy schools and like Stanford, UCLA. You're like, these are all smart people. It's kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke with Sierra Engie, and I remember just like being so interested in just the way that she not only took the game in, but just like she's also existing in the space where she's a psych major in sports specifically, but is actively running calculations 1,000 miles an hour and knowing exactly where she is at that point. It just takes a different level of comprehension and to be able to adapt that. I mean, same thing with her best friend, Naomi Girma. That's why she's so successful at what she does. As a center back, you don't see Naomi Girma and you're like, wow, just a towering presence. No, it's the fact that she's there before anybody else would even think of being there to anticipate a play because she's already patching up the holes that are going to happen if A, B, and C fail to happen. And fortunately for San Diego Wave, at times that was the case. And hopefully if it goes past Girma, there's only one defender. You got Sheridan back there, but it's that distribution aspect to go move forward. And so again, we're now
Trinity Armstrong will be.
And now we're hopefully going to see that same transition with the mental aspect of the game. And I don't know if it's going to be a 1-for-1 right now, but that development is going to be very interesting. And Jonas Eidevall is a person who has, a blank slate essentially now. And I know you've interacted a lot more with Jonas than we have, but what's it been like welcoming a new head coach into the fray here in San Diego?
Yeah, it's been really awesome just to have his perspective. And I mean, yeah, I said I've been here a year and I've gone through 4 coaches now, like getting to know them and, coaching them through the media and things like that and getting to know their personalities. But yeah, Jonas has been, from the jump, like before he even landed in the US, we had a ton of media requests and he was like, whatever you need, I'll do it. Like we did a virtual little car wash with him with a bunch of local media because you can just tell he cares so much about, doing right by this club and bringing the team success. And I mean, I think everyone has asked him from the media and me, and like, how do you come to a team like this that has half a new roster, create synergies? And I think he answered this with you guys, like he has all these different phases that he sees. And with this first phase in the preseason, this is really the connection phase. And it's really important to him that the players have a lot of opportunity off the field to connect with each other. And I think, don't quote me on this, but there's sort of a team rule now that they all eat lunch together, which they kind of already all did, but like things like that. And they're doing like organize activities tomorrow. We're going to be out there filming. They're going to be doing this like team bonding activity that we'll share on social, but you can just tell it's a priority to him because I mean, anyone who watches sports know, like you can tell when a team is authentically connected when they're on the field because of what they do and how they connect with each other off the field. So I think that'll make a big difference. And yeah, I'm excited for that. And I mean, we all know the story about how he left Arsenal, but putting that aside, like look at what he did with them in such a short span of time, like bringing that team so much success in 2 seasons, winning trophies and everything. So I'm like, you want to bring that over here now? Like we're ready for that.
Love that.
And I am curious, obviously, with a lot of the leaders in the team leaving, who do you see kind of like stepping up into that leadership role? Who do you see out there in training just saying that you could potentially see wearing that captain armband?
Yeah, that's a great question. There's still, what did we say, 5 or 6 veterans that are from the trophy winning team. But yeah, players like Mackenzie Doniak, McNabb, and Kaylin Sheridan they've really been stepping up, and they've always been leaders within this team. And you've seen a player like McNabb who stepped up big time last year when Naomi was injured, and she's so versatile. So having a player like that where, you know, she's able to step in critical moments and bring that veteran experience. And then, but I mean, there's voices coming from players no matter what their age is. Like Trinity Armstrong is very vocal and speaking up, and Kennedy Wesley, who stepped up big last year in many moments. And I think she's gaining a lot of confidence now. So yeah, there's no shortage of leadership. I think it's now just an opportunity that opens up. And Kaylin Sheridan, she did the NWSL media days last week in LA. And that question was asked a lot, you know, like, how are you going to fill the gap of Naomi Girma? And, you know, she's a great teammate to Naomi, saying, of course, she's proud of her and excited, but look at what a great opportunity this is now for players like Kennedy Wesley, who showed her worth last year, but just didn't get as many minutes. And now for her to have this opportunity to step into that role. And she's already shown that she has the ability to do so. So yeah, lots of leaders, lots of talent, all good.
And who excites you that's returning? I mean, Maria Sanchez with the number 7, that looks different. It's a different feel. It's a different look. Like altogether, like it's a heavy number as well. That comes with the responsibility.
Yeah, I'm excited for her to get a fresh new season under her belt because, you know, she came in last year halfway through the season. So for her, it'll be good just to see how she's integrated with the team through her preseason and everything. And I am so excited for Delphine to get back out there. Like you guys saw her first few games with us, she was hurt for a little bit, but I was like mouth wide open. I'm like, she is a baller. So I can't wait to see her out there and gaining that confidence. And gosh, who else? Yeah, there's just Pearl Maroney, who's also was an outside back, didn't get a ton of time, was nursing some injuries last year. She's another player that I think is gaining a lot of confidence. And Mel Barcenas, I think we've all seen her ability and potential. So I'm excited for her to hopefully get, you know, several minutes under her belt.
Yeah, and I would love to know more about some of the midweek summer games that we're going to see this year. You know, obviously there's not any Summer Cup or CONCACAF W Champions Cup, but I mean, you got to go to Panama and Vancouver last year. Well, can you tell us a little bit what that was like, and do you see the Wave maybe doing that again this season?
Well, I'll tell you, Panama was the hottest place I've ever been in my life. I probably sweated out buckets. But that was a really cool experience because I worked for the Chicago Fire MLS team prior to this. And in MLS, we get to travel to Vancouver and Toronto and outside of the country. And so I think it was really cool for the players to have that experience. And even as staff, it was really special to be able to travel to other countries and play against these CONCACAF teams. So this season, I don't know what the future holds, but I haven't heard anything honestly about that break period, but I know we'll be trying to lock in some solid games because we have like all of July open at this point. So we'll see. Hopefully, I don't know about playing at the equator again, but I'm down for wherever we go.
And you know, one game that a lot of fans were waiting on was that final game, and you were a big part of making it happen at the watch party at Front Wave Arena, and really kind of transitioning that and just how it happened. And bringing it together. There's still a lot of, I think, points where the fan base just feels like, all right, what can we look forward to this season, right? Like we can talk about these new players. We can talk about the soccer specific stadium that's now shared and moving forward. But like, what are some things that you can point to? Maybe not necessarily give exacts, but just things that people can really be excited about. Saying this season, San Diego Wave is going to do right by the fan base, by San Diego because of this or something coming up.
Yeah, I mean, I could talk on the field stuff all day long, but what I think is really exciting is with our new ownership that came in sort of late last fall, they're investing so much in fan experience. And we hired this new woman, Genevieve Mendoza from the Chicago Bulls, who is responsible for like all in-game entertainment. And you saw a little bit of a taste last year, but she is just going all out with, planning fan fest before majority of the games. And now we're putting together the final pieces of all the theme nights, and that those are going to be announced in the coming days. So I think just from like a fan experience perspective, like these are going to be games that I wish I wasn't on the clock so I could be like out there with the fans having a beer, because like I can just see the investment that these new owners are trying to put into, whatever's out of our control. On the field, we have control over outside of the pitch and how the fans experience these games from hours beforehand when they're at the fan fest. And there's live music and entertainment and food and drink. And I think those are all things that like me as a fan, I get excited about no matter what's happening on the field. So those are really big pieces of it. And I mean, just to be honest, this team, we're only in our 4th year. And so it is crazy to think about everything that's happened, but I think it's only natural that like those 3 years, we saw so much success, but this is kind of, we're flipping a page in a new chapter. Like we hit a lot of bumps last year, but I think you kind of need to go through that to hit this new era that we're calling, and a fresh start. And I think that there's just so much to be excited about on and off the field.
And your traveling starts in about 2 weeks, going up to Indio for the Coachella Invitational. What can you tell us about that? What can fans expect coming from that?
I'm so excited for that because last year we went and you guys were there for a couple of the games, right? I think
Johnny Richardson representing San Diego.
Yes. No, that was so fun for me, not only because it was like my 2nd week on the job and I was like, this is sick, we're at Coachella, but it was a really good opportunity for them to get some legit game. Like this tournament, they really pull out all the stops. Like you can tell that it is a true investment it's put on by AEG, which is like the overarching company, but I've been on many calls with them already, just talking about all of the, activations that they're doing and the investment that they're putting in the facilities are phenomenal. So if any fans are coming out to the games, it's just a beautiful place to watch soccer. And it's so rare, especially in this league, to have the opportunity to see so many of your favorite players from across the league multiple times throughout the day. There's a couple games each day, and it's just a really unique opportunity. I'm actually going this weekend for the MLS games because I'm going to see some of my Chicago Fire friends, and I used to live in Charlotte, so I know some people from Charlotte. So it's just a fun way to bring the soccer community together in a way that I don't think's been done before. And it just has like a fun, fresh energy around it. It's like the start of a new season. You get to see these new players really close up. You feel like, as much as I say it's like all out, it does feel like a little bit like a youth tournament where you get to sit like right on the edge of the field. Like you are right there on the field. So I'm super pumped for it.
And that's coming really soon. Both San Diego teams, what do you guys call it in the office? Like, are you guys like sibling clubs in the same kind of bedroom with San Diego?
Bros, brothers.
All right.
They're SDFC. Yeah. We'll just, we keep it, informal. My fun fact, my best friend from when I lived in Charlotte, we worked at ESPN together in 2018. We roomed together. We were roommates, and we always said, like, wouldn't it be amazing to live in Southern California? We're like, I don't know if it'll ever happen. And I moved here last year, and then she just got a job with SDFC as their head of content. Like, she was their content producer now. She just started a couple weeks ago. And she lives down the street from me now. So it was like 7 years later, we're reunited. And so I got the plug now for SDFC.
There we go.
What's up?
Living the
Alright.
dream. Living the dream, paying the rent for it. No. It's part of it. But yeah, in yesterday, you were over at Front Wave Arena, back at it this time, enjoying it a little bit more in terms of just soccer's viewership. And was it your first time seeing a soccer's game up there? You got the first kick.
Yeah, I know. I was like so nervous. I'm like, don't blow this, don't mess it up. But it was so fun. Like that environment was electric. I mean, I'm going back. I'm getting season tickets.
Oh, I
All
love
right.
that. All right. I know a guy.
Yeah, I remember Saturday I told you, oh yeah, Tony works for them, and like I was like, you'll get to see him there.
I mean, you can't get any better than golden goal overtime win
Yeah.
like to keep a 9
Mhm.
or 10 game win streak alive. Like that was insane.
It's a legendary Craig Childs. And then I saw you looking around at the intro presentation and just like almost taking mental notes, like, that's actually pretty cool. They do a great job over at the Soccers.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
it's a-
I had no doubt because I had been to Front Wave before and I knew it was a really nice arena. But I mean, you never know when it comes to, a smaller team, what the in stadium show is going to be like. And it was freaking awesome. Like I was so impressed. The whole run of show and the concourse area, there was so much to do and the food was great. And I actually was like talking with some of the little kids around the concourse that were like all excited and big fans. I'm like, this is what this is all about. Like being able to be so connected to your local teams. And it was just fun to be a fan and not have to go do a press conference afterwards.
Yeah, just unwind. And again, it's a good time up there in Oceanside Front Wave Arena. You can find me there in the concourse too sometimes, waving,
You're
saying
killing
hi.
it.
Just doing a part of it. But also just kind of getting out there in the community with our venture, Chiva, over and our real job, the thing that pays the lights and the rent here. We are holding the inaugural campaign cup. I don't know if they've let you know, Megan. I mean, just making sure because we have the graphic already. But
Is this the YMCA?
This is the YMCA.
Yeah.
I'm going to be there. I'll be there.
So you got the inaugural campaign cup happening. And I think this is the first official announcement, a player announcement for the tournament, because that is correct. The first player announced is Megan O'Keefe. Wow.
Yeah.
We got there.
Let's go. For
Right.
whoever's running PR, they're like, oh, I'm now on the other end of it, a player leaking their signing.
It was like, see what it feels like. No, but
We did not embargo this at all.
yeah, no, it's just making sure everybody's just dots were crossed and I's were T'd. I don't know, the other way around. Other way around. One of these. It's not the first language, bro. In any case, that's gonna be a good time out there. We're excited to have you and Wave help us out for a good cause out there, and we'll talk a little bit more. And that's kind of what we do on a 5-year anniversary is have a charity match and do it for 100% benefit for our real job. And good cause. 100% of the proceeds go back to the YMCA annual sport campaign, helping kiddos and families.
A lot of kids go to my camp programming.
Yeah,
So.
free camps. It's going to be a great thing. Hopefully, we can get some involvement there from the Sirens as well. And I already said, they're down. So we'll invite them over to that. But Megan, I know you have a busy, schedule ahead, and just hectic time out there preparing for your improv that I see, just enjoying that. Hey, we do research on the show.
Oh my God. I was about to say, so I was nervous about committing to this YMCA game because I was like, oh, I have an improv show that night. It's at 10 o'clock. So I'm like, okay, perfect. This game will keep me awake so I can then go to my show. If anyone wants to come to a soccer game and then an improv show, let's go. Come on over.
Love that. We can put some tickets in the little bag. Are we gonna have gift bags? Can we afford gift bags?
I think maybe. Yeah,
Afford
check
gift
the budget.
bags? Yeah, no, we'll
Yeah,
check
check the
yeah,
budget, yeah.
we'll
In-kind donations.
Yeah.
yeah, 100% in-kind donations and actual donations at the Classy page. So go ahead and take care of that. Help out good cause. But Megan, is there anything that we would like to let everybody know, or just kind of plug over for you? I really enjoyed this. I mean, if you enjoyed it, I'd love to keep this going.
Yeah, bring me back, guys. I mean, I was like, I hope I don't blow it. But maybe we can make a deal where I do a few open trainings on a Saturday if you guys get me in earlier, because I'm a sleepy girl at 8:30. I'm like, I'm ready to go to bed.
I'm
gonna
down
make
for
that
that. Yeah,
happen, yeah.
we can make that happen. 100%.
Good deal. It's not like
Uh,
this is recorded or anything. I can't hold myself to that. But yes, no, I'm super excited. Like I said, for the season ahead, there's plenty to be excited about. I understand. I just want to recognize the fan, the worries, the narrative around, players leaving, and I get it. But something I've been saying to people, in the NWSL, no one really knew who Barba Banda was or Temwa Chawinga this time last year. And then look at the difference that they made in this league. And now they're huge stars of this league. So keep an open mind and have some patience, and you're going to see some stellar players out on the wave.
I love that. Thank you again
point.
for the scouting report and all these players coming up. And one last question here from the comments. Dan White, who's actually helping the Sirens put everything together. Scouting report for you. What should we expect? What kind of player were you? Played college ball? It's just to make sure if you're on my team or the other side. Just need a.
Okay, so resume. I played D1 at American University in DC, center back. Was riddled with concussion. So I did have a career-ending concussion when I was a senior. But then I played semi-pro for a little bit in Chicago and didn't tell them about my concussion. So I played for the Edgewater Castle for a year in Chicago. And now we're here playing Volo.
There we go.
It's such
cool.
fun. It's so fun. It's so fun. Those leagues are awesome. They are awesome.
I love it. Yes.
We used to have the water tower here. It was an indoor soccer facility up in North Park, and that was the place to go.
That
So
was the
some of the
place.
best just games that you can find in San Diego.
Now there's a lot. There's
now there's a
La
lot.
Canchita, East Lake
Lake
Soccer.
Why?
Well, last night made me want to play indoor. Like, I'm dying to play indoor now. I don't know if you guys know of anywhere to do that.
Porterview Family YMCA.
Yeah, you guys.
You're gonna get to play in one.
Pretty honestly, that's what I decided to do. I'm like, Wave, you guys wrapped this along with PNC. Let's use it for some good PR. Like, it's there. Like,
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and let's help each other out. And I'm glad it's gonna actually work out. Be careful what you wish.
I got a PR contact at the Wave. I think I can talk to.
I love that. But Megan, once again, thank you for joining us. We'll let you catch some sleep, get some rest. But again, getting it done out there. Megan O'Keefe, thank you once again for joining us here tonight.
Thanks, guys. See you soon, I'm sure. Bye.
Have a good one. All right.
Cool.
Definitely signing a waiver.
Yeah, no, 100%. Liability waivers will be signed. That's no
Hey,
question.
concussions are no joke. Everyone's got to be careful
Yeah,
out there.
concussions are definitely no. I agree.
I think just to everyone out there, don't lie about your concussions. sorry, Megan, but everyone out there, be safe. Be safe out there. You're gonna play and like make sure you're not like throwing your head out there going crazy, because like even in these like little leagues, the small leagues, the local leagues, the Volo leagues, you'll see some people going hard right there. So
City Heights Y Thursday nights. Popley YMCA. We know
There
the
you
guy that
go.
puts those together.
We'll let
I
them
got
know.
one concussion, I think, playing soccer when I was little. I don't know how many concussions you guys got.
I don't remember the concussions I got. No, I
They
know.
didn't call them concussions.
Yo era
back in
banca,
your
yo no
day.
jugaba.
I for sure got one concussion. For sure, at least one concussion.
When you're right,
And
on
it
the
was
bench,
it was a knee to the face. And it was a one-on-one. It was in Romero Manso, dirt field. It tries to go ahead and go to the left, but I track to the left. He tries to bring it back in. I track him back, and it's just a bulldoze as I'm trying to go for the ball. So he like Kinshasa, just a knee like up right here, just and I remember the pain, but I got the ball and I felt the ball, and I remember like I kept it, and then the first thing I got up was like, did it go? Did I get it? Like, is there a penalty? Like, I'm ready. Like, let's go. It's like, no, I gotta take you out. I'm like, no, I got this. I was like 8 years old. I'm like, no, I got this. And they're like, all right, he's got this, and just left me in there. I was like, make it happen.
8 añitos conclusión.
I remember like I had a bloody nose. I was really dizzy, and then like I reached for my nose because the ball, someone just was trying to clear the ball or something, and I was just standing right there, so it boom, hit me right in the face. I like grabbed my nose, and I was like, I felt like something come out, like I thought it was just boogers, so I just like wiped it, and on my hand they saw blood. The ref was like, "No!" Like he just shouted, "Like get it, like get off the like
Get that blood back.
yeah, get off the field. You have to." I was like, "Oh, sorry." I was like,
if
"I
it's your
feel
fault for
I was-
bleeding.
like
¿Qué
'cause
sangrón eres?
no,
Salte.
Well,
he wanted like to be safe. It's like as soon as you see blood, you're supposed to get off the field or whatever. So I was just like, okay, whatever. But
yeah, you live and you learn.
You wanna
Welcome,
know what you-
seasons.
Oh,
Lisa
wow.
Maya, Abe, and the 101 supporter still. I don't know.
I don't know. Hey, didn't you say the best time to go to Disneyland is during Super Bowl Sunday?
did I? You know, actually, I went to Disneyland
Something
one
like that,
time.
right, Abe?
Did I?
I think so.
Maybe. No, I have a picture one time when I went to Disneyland as a kid, and
On
it was
Super
the
Bowl
day.
Sunday?
No, it was the day after the Super Bowl because you know when they win the
Ah.
Super Bowl, they're like, "What are you gonna do?" It's like, "Oh,
Gonna
I'm
go
going
to Disney World.
I'm going to Disneyland." So I saw Peyton Manning from like they had the whole thing closed off. I remember I was annoyed. We were trying to like walk to this one
I
area.
was annoyed. I saw Peyton Manning.
No, we were trying to walk to this one area and they had it like blocked off, and we were like, "What's going on?" And then I looked over, and the only reason I could tell is Peyton Manning.
The forehead.
It was the forehead,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's huge, just HGH forehead. But no. If anybody has a actually parking pass, I'm gonna need one for April 7th, 8th, 9th.
For what?
For my makeup for my girl, because her birthday's on the 6th, and I have to do commentary for the Soccers and the MASL playoffs, April 4th, 5th, and 6th at Front Wave Arena. Check out the MASL playoffs. But I have to
7,
make
8,
it up.
9.
7, 8,
What
9.
are you doing? You're going to Disneyland all 3 of those days?
No, I'm doing
You tell her? Is
California,
this a
Disney?
surprise? Are you?
No, I already told her. I can't
Disney.
hold surprises in
Disney, California.
Disney, California, and Disney.
Nice. Are you
Right?
staying at the hotel I sent you?
No,
Ah,
I chose an Airbnb
okay.
These are cheap.
because no, it's so dumb. Why am I gonna get a hotel that's near if I'm paying for a parking pass that's like super expensive? I might as well make the drive to wherever I'm from, have a nice Airbnb, and just drive like 5 minutes to Disneyland.
Yeah. I mean, es que los hoteles te limpian el cuarto bien chingón, todo el pedo.
We're not living it. We're not. It's not a pigsty.
Ah,
Two
yeah.
soccer teams were able to get stadiums done in San Diego before the Chargers. Absolutely true. Some may say,
Soccer specific.
some may say, two soccer teams have not made that happen just because. I mean, it was San Diego State.
Yeah, they won the vote.
They won the
It wasn't
vote.
Soccer City.
It wasn't MLS who did that. Absolutely no. Absolutely, positively. But that's very that MLS and
Does Front
soccer did
Wave-
not help.
Front wave count?
That's a
Arena.
no. That belongs to the Clippers, bro.
The Clippers. I've been seeing like wrestling. I've been getting a bunch of ads for
AEW's
that.
there. AEW
Ah.
and the Clippers. Bronny's coming in February 8th.
Wow.
When's Jello Ball making the team?
Love the throwback. That's what I didn't make fun of Megan for, and make sure she didn't ever come back because she's a Washington
She's a
football
Commanders
team.
fan.
She's a Commanders fan.
Oh,
She's the football team
Oh.
fan.
the football team.
Go Birds. Absolutely. How's the grass looking at the snap? From the last time I checked, it's
dirt.
still no. It's getting rolled out. It's slowly coming together. Like there's no real update because it's not finalized. It's not like put in and installed and made and beautified. But they are rolling it out onto the surface in Mission Valley.
All right.
When is AEW coming? I should probably know that. I'm a Front Wave employee. I'll let you know.
I think this is a good time to start transitioning also to San Diego FC talk.
I do think that is a good time for that, Chivas. So go ahead and wait. No, I got it. You got it.
I got it. Pato, tienes como 1000 intros de San Diego FC, ¿qué pedo?
Oh, you mean like this? I mean,
We got so many. We saw one. We get it. San Diego FC.
Which one's this?
I know you like that one.
Son chingos,
Yeah,
son
I know.
chingo.
Come on, that's Smash Brothers.
So,
You
is it
can't-
every time that you're on the toilet, you just make one of these? Ah, eres un estúpido.
100%. San Diego FC is the joint team, the sibling team. Keep as San Diego Wave, sometimes keeps it lax. It's the pals.
Where's
that
that
room?
Abe intro?
You know what?
We should make an Abe
You
intro.
know what?
Wow, thank you, Luis.
Thank you, Luis. How dare we actually?
Best comment you've ever put out.
Luis has amazing comments all the time.
Yeah, he's too busy.
We also have a new
congratulations.
nickname for Abe.
What?
If you guys want to keep it going in the chat, Abe the Babe.
Yeah,
Abe, that's the new nickname.
Abraham
Wow.
Babaham.
Abe the Babe.
He does not like that.
He
It's
doesn't.
better than Abraham Lincoln, which is what I got a lot as a kid. Honest Abe.
That's just
Honest
low
Abe,
effort
yeah.
Low
bullying.
effort.
Not
Like
original.
it didn't work clearly.
Qué mentiroso. San Diego FC had a preseason match this Saturday, closed doors. Some may say 2 matches. One announced against Sacramento from the USL Championship.
Mhm.
Sacramento, who's known to make the US Open Cup final and losing it against Orlando, I believe. Hubo goles. San Diego FC was very active on social media, sharing those on Instagram stories and on Twitter, which I will share some of the ones that we have.
A festival of goals, San Diego FC said on their, well, that's not a quote directly, but that's exactly what they made it seem like with their performance. And just for clarity, there were 2 games that happened. Did you already say that, Chuba?
I did. 2 matches.
Yes. Sorry.
One against Sacramento,
Cody.
one against
San
soon to be
Diego
San Diego
State.
State, right?
Yeah, San Diego State on that Saturday. And, again, just kind of getting those sea legs underneath them, moving and matriculating through preseason. San Diego FC about to be the best football team San Diego has ever had. I mean, San Diego Loyal never won a playoff game.
They sure did.
So if that's the bar, then sure. However, San Diego Wave won the Supporter Shield. So that's essentially being the best team
made back-to-back semifinals
in the league.
But also they lost.
They lost back-to-back.
Maybach music.
What was that?
Eres un pendejo, bien hecho. Perfect.
That
That was perfection. Yeah, I agree.
But yeah.
Huevo.
But yeah, so we're seeing the highlights, what's actually being released to the public.
Aquí tenemos el penal del Chucky Lozano.
Penalty there.
He's the official penalty taker. That's big news, guys.
Could be.
Yes, but there was another penalty the last match.
Mira este golazo también del Chucky.
Look at that.
We watched that. He gets the ball, he cuts in, something that he did against Germany, finishes. Amazing.
This Chucky Lozano player is might be actually pretty good. Here's that same goal. Clicking on the wrong part of it.
Ooh. Corta, tiro.
Oh,
Boom. So just Chucky showing his level.
Chucky showing his level against a team that isn't at his level necessarily. Also in preseason, driving this ball, bringing it back into the inside so he can curl it powerfully to the right of the goalkeeper.
This is expected, right? It's an MLS team against a USL Championship team. You're expecting, obviously it's preseason, but this is what you want to see. I think San Diego FC is doing a great job at showcasing that Chucky Lozano is scoring goals in preseason. He's your big marquee signing. You better show that he's scoring goals, and I'm glad that he's scoring goals.
Sorry, I just recognized that referee. I think he does a lot of. I've seen him at a few NWSL games. I think I've seen him at a USL game too. It is preseason for the referees too. That's like a weird little detail I always think about for these preseason games. Like they hire actual real referees to come and do these games.
And we will actually have a real referee at the Invitational Cup as well at the YMCA.
We should do an interview with the referee at some point.
Actually, one of the referees that is at Eastlake Soccer League is the referee that was actually one of the head referees at San Diego Soccer's last night. He also steps in. Sometimes there's games happening everywhere, so they need local officials. So they'll hire him, and then he'll be part of the officiating crew. So I think, I'll reach out. I love me some referees, just the way that they choose to be part of the game, right? I used to be a referee.
Coach Mariscal a ref?
Mariscal?
From Southwest High School? Southwestern
Southwestern
College. Isn't she a ref? Coach Mariscal. Isn't that her name?
Former teacher.
Your former coach.
Is she?
Soccer
We had
class.
her on the
I could have
show.
sworn she was also a ref.
I don't believe so.
Mhm.
There is a Sweetwater High School
Teacher, right? That's a ref.
Not a teacher. She was a student there, and what's her name? She's actually certified through FIFA.
I think
to
it's
be
from
ready.
Chula High School.
Yes. And then here we see Alex Mayen, and then again, this is the San Diego State match. As you see, San Diego State's in there, Mexico white, but a very similar cut in here by Alex Mayen. It's a hesitation, cutting in from the left side into the middle, and that's that different gear, the different level. If you just kind of want to slow this down, Tony, oh, absolutely. You see the intricacies and the touches, right? Like you see, that's the initial cut right there. Another touch, the succession of touches that he has in such a short amount of time, and sometimes the fake touches that just, again, it's part of the same movement, and it's 8 different maneuvers and body compositions to the defender's one who's trying to just get the bearings. He's still trying to recover.
He was like trying to foul him, which is kind of hilarious. Like you
Yeah.
can see him like reach, like there's a few, he can't even like grab him to foul him. It's crazy.
And that's the level that
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
talking about, right? Like from college to pro.
And again, like this is what San Diego FC has been telling everybody that they're going to be. They're going to be fast on the break, vertical, and really cut in and be offensive. You want to see players who take shots from the outside, and Alex Mayen is getting it done here in this case. Also, Tomas Angel getting involved as well here. This is a Sacramento match. Just finishing off a rebound there. Invarsen also got himself into the scoring fray, but this is Emma Boateng. Good little left-footed strike inside the box.
Playing high up the field as well. And that's something that we saw in his highlights for Boateng too, right? Knowing where to be, getting lucky that the rebound gets there, but knowing how to finish as well. So definitely looking pretty good. I think you can definitely tell different starting lineups from the Sacramento game and then the San Diego State game. Like you see Reyes in this match against Sacramento, you see Chucky in the match against Sacramento, in Varsten. So you can kind of tell who some of the starting pieces are going to be. I think a lot of it we're going to see this Saturday in Coachella as their first official preseason game, right? I think that starting lineup may be very similar to what we see in that first game.
Let's get through a couple of these games. I know you have a starting lineup in mind. Samantha Martinez is the name of the referee here locally. What's the honest expectation for San Diego FC? And like, look, I'm being impressed in a lot of ways by the teams and the highlights that I'm seeing. Again, like this is one of my favorite highlights so far. Marcus Invarsen controlling beautifully a long overhead pass, and that's typical of a 9 right there. Is it being found on the wing, getting behind the defense, and cool, collected, a smooth little touch. And again, that's the details of the level from professionals, right? Like that touch right there is exquisite, fantastic. You do a little a second touch there, and then that smooth just setup for yourself. Like the ball, if you really look at it, is bouncing almost erratically, but he's able to control it and caress it in a way that he plants it exactly how he wants to, gets through the ball, through the top of the ball to make sure that it rolls underneath. A fantastic goal here by Marcus Invarsen as well. Does this change anything for you, Abe? Any perspective that this gives you? Or again, you're just kind of like, yeah, well, this is...
I mean, it looks good. It's all the highlights and stuff. I mean, you're only going to see the good things, obviously. And I think this team has been built with the idea of like really being connected and having this right to dream style work well. So thus far, when you're having these like practices and like preseason games, it's all going to look great. And once that season starts, that's going to be like the real tests and challenges for this, because the MLS is a like tough league and there's always like changes and teams are always providing different looks and stuff. So I think we need to see the actual games, the real season, even the Coachella games, I think will provide something, because those are MLS teams too. They're going to be wanting to like see what San Diego FC is doing, and then San Diego FC themselves are going to want to see how they fare against this higher level of competition.
Keep in mind that the rosters, as we'll get to your idea for the starting 11 for San Diego FC, Chiva, is the competition is going to really start coming in because there's only 30 slots for the San Diego FC team. And there's trialists right now who are currently You know, just like they are for other teams, they have trial lists. So it's not just a game where you need to build chemistry. There's players who are playing for their livelihood. There are players who are playing to earn a spot, to be a professional soccer player, to make that leap, to be able to get the league minimum, to be able to, you know, accomplish the dream of being a professional soccer. Like,
and not just that, with other teams there, you kind of show yourself to the scouts of the other team. If I think Tyler Heaps kind of talked about that. Like a lot of the time, you go to a event where you see one specific player, you expecting to see this one thing, and then all of a sudden you see like, wait, there's that one guy that did that. He scored or he made that crazy move in the game. That so these players take these like preseason games, especially against other teams, seriously. So you can expect a lot of that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to show this picture, right, that I just kind of made. This is kind of like what I'm thinking could be the starting lineup.
This is Chivas starting 11.
You have CJ on goal. You have Reyes and Patty McNair at center back. I think that's the solidified starting center back pairing. You're going to have Negri. He has MLS experience starting at the left back. Right now, I have Lofelsen on the right back position. He's one of the first couple signings that they got, like when they started getting a couple players. There are rumors of another right back that they're potentially going to be signing, a right to dream graduate, I believe, from Ghana.
Yeah, that the rumor right now is that really Kumado from Lyngby. Here we go. Lyngby Polo Club.
From the Danish
league.
So
right? That's what that says, right?
I could not tell you.
Okay.
I like that it's like look at the logo itself.
I think
like
619 Soccer shared it on his Instagram, and they're like second to last place. That team.
But look at that crest though. That's like a cool little dude with a beard.
It is pretty cool.
What was the name?
I don't want to say that. I don't want to try. Come on.
I also have Jeppe in that center mid position starting. I think he's going to be a solid starter. Right now I have Bruseth. He's one of the younger players that they signed that could be a midfielder, but he transitions the game very well. I can also see them going, instead of him, going with Godoy, kind of like at the starting center mid position, just a little bit more experience as well. Then I have Luca kind of playing that 10 role. I don't know, Abe, you kind of nod your head, shake your head a little bit.
I don't know if he's going to be playing in the 10 role. For some reason, I just imagine Luca playing a little bit, maybe where Brusef is playing, and seeing.
I can see that too. So that's the thing, right? I can see Luca playing at that kind of like 8 role as well, and then Balakari maybe playing at that 10 role where he has a very deadly weapon with that left leg as well. So I could see that potentially happening. I think the top 3 are undeniable. It's going to be Chucky, Barson, and Dreyers. I think that's going to be your starting top, unless there's like injury things or anything like that. But I think as of now, that's your starting trio up on top with the right wing, striker, and left wing.
Yeah, and I honestly, for some reason, I have a feeling they're going with 3 backs. I think I heard Mike Guevara's kind of talk a little bit about that potential when we were at the Luca de la Torre and Andres Darier's announcement, but we weren't in that interview, so I didn't get to hear his full comments. But you can definitely see something where they're doing this like 3 backs, 5 in the middle, and I think that's a little bit more akin to like that high-paced transitional style that you might see. But this is a good lineup still. I think this is a solid MLS lineup.
Yeah, and with Anders Dreyers, did he play? He's barely getting really kind of acclimated to the area, acclimated to everything here. He does want to play. He does want to already start. Just play me the full 90, Mikey. Let's throw me out there. But again, these games are in a lot of ways to get that conditioning, to get your body used to 2 halves of 50 minutes, and just the way that these are set up is that essentially you don't play the full game. Sometimes it's 60-minute games, 2 60-minute halves, where you just kind of throw your first 11 and then you switch it out. But some good competition there for San Diego FC. But yeah, Estevante, Luca might play more the 8, and Valacari may play in the 10 role, and Valacari has
I think a lot of people are excited about Valacari.
Yeah, has that long range potential outside the box. You know, again, his first goal internationally with Finland was against France on the road to the Euros. Superb goal. But I think this is a good look here, and I'm curious to see what people think that the starting 11 for San Diego FC will be. And again, just a reminder that there's still slots. There's still slots for potential players. And Again, just kind of referencing what you were talking about earlier for 619 Soccer, doing great stuff in content commentary on Instagram here. There it is, Lingby Old Club. Yeah, it does look like a face, Abe. You're right.
Yeah.
It does. It does.
But yeah, so
San Diego FC will be
unofficial.
playing this next Saturday in the Conchella Invitational against, I believe it's going to be New York City FC.
New York City FC.
We mentioned earlier, Tony and I literally just got the email, and we'll be there as credentialed media for the Coachella Invitational. So we'll be doing a road trip to Indio, California, Tony, on Saturday. We have to leave early.
Yeah, we'll have to leave early.
That game is at noon, I believe.
To beat traffic and be there on time. Let's give everybody just kind of a preview here of what the week will be for San Diego FC moving into that. So tomorrow, as we had mentioned, is going to be the official inauguration of the Sharp Healthcare Performance Center. So you can expect to hear from a couple of important figures in SDFC, including Mr. Mansour. So Mr. Mansour, the head primary owner of San Diego FC, will make an appearance here. Everybody from Siquan, CEO, Mikey Varas will be there for that. And
Boateng
so
would be a player representing the team as well in this press conference.
Yeah, correct. Emma Boateng, who was also a Right to Dream graduate, so he has a history there inlaid. That's going to be tomorrow. Then on Wednesday, SDFC trains at the facility in the morning at a closed door training. Then on Thursday, there will be media availability. We'll see if we can get somebody out there over at 9 a.m. For their morning training session. And then on
I think
Friday,
it's after the training, so it's going to be more around like 11.
11, yeah.
Mhm.
And then that's kind of the time the training starts. Friday is closed door training and a travel day. So the first travel day, February 7th, from training, they're going to go together over to Coachella because, as you mentioned, Saturday at 12 p.m. Coachella Valley Invitational, San Diego FC versus New York City FC. This is going to be at the Empire Polo Club in Indio, California.
Comment from Esteban saying definitely will be there early to watch CJ Faudree play with Austin FC as they play at 10 a.m. We plan on being there for that as well, hopefully.
Let's see how many players can we potentially expect to be signed at this point. I'd say
a couple more,
but here's the thing. There's a couple that are on the team that are going to be signed, but then there's going to be some that are still negotiated with and just transferred in with that. And again, we'll keep this going for San Diego FC because we do have to have our second guest on for tonight. We'll keep this San Diego FC flow going. Get it? Flow. Who was that? Was that you?
That was Abe.
Was that you?
I have no comment.
Whoa.
No comment on there. So with that, we do have a special segment and a special announcement that'll go along with this segment. None the wiser. Anybody who wasn't on that side of the camera, our guest actually made the trek down here to the garage and traveled back home because he's working on a special project, and we're going to be working in collaboration with our next guest. You know him from his work with Soccer Shorts as the former president of the Locals, also the former. Here we go. I was going to put the shorthand, the San Diego Independent Supporters Union for San Diego FC. We're going to welcome our pal and good friend, Mr. Juan Cruces, John Cross.
How are you doing, guys?
John.
Doing well. Long time no see, right?
I know.
Love that.
What you been up to?
Driving, racing home from your garage to my house so that we could do this segment.
No, I love that. Thank you for coming in earlier and now later to the show here. And, you know, we do have some things to discuss in terms of what's happening with San Diego Punto Football and yourself and why you were here. It's one of the only outside non-Abe people to come into the garage and for a second time. Coming in. He was here a couple of years ago. Back when we were a couple of pounds over. Actually, like
A
one
couple
Abe,
pounds?
like one Abe's worth. Like we
Probably
lost
more.
everything
Each one, yeah, each one of us.
and formed the sentient being of Abe.
We lost the weight and Abe was born.
I think that's like a Doctor Who episode, honestly.
Is it really?
I vaguely remember like something where they like throw away all the fat off of like the people's bodies. Like it becomes like a sentient being.
Okay.
All right,
I
this-
like that.
Used to be
took
into
a-
Doctor Who a lot.
John,
Not-
this
not
took
as
a
much
turn
anymore.
already. So
Yeah.
But we welcome
Well,
you in. Yes.
I'll have to say it was more than a couple of years ago. I think it was nearly 5 years ago that I was
Half a
there.
decade.
Yeah, it's been a long time. And
I love
the reason
obviously
I was
we're very
there,
decent people.
yeah, the reason I was there last time, same as this time, is back when I was doing soccer shorts, since it's been a 4-year hiatus for us for soccer shorts, but I was planning to do an episode on you guys for Two Balls and a Mic. And the pandemic, some personal health things on my side, and just life in general kind of got in the way. Being president of SDISU, some of those things interrupted my bringing soccer shorts back, which I was going to try to do in 2024. But now I have the opportunity and I will be bringing it back, and happy to share with everyone that the first episode for the return of soccer shorts is going to be on San Diego Punto Football.
That is absolutely correct. San Diego Punto Football will be working in partnership with Soccer Shorts, and we're going to have some really cool things to look forward to, because I think it's important to really highlight the fact that, you know, you've always had a passion for storytelling and in this medium and this way to really represent soccer in the city of San Diego. And you've done a great job, you know, talking about the locals, the Barcata piece, and everything that was put together. So I mean, it's really cool to be able to see you kind of come back into something that you love and are passionate about after, you know, just a tough go about you navigating the intricacies of what San Diego soccer has to offer in a professional setting, and just kind of that gray area where you yourself have been in having to negotiate and work alongside a partner of $1 billion company in a lot of different ways. And so, I mean, what part of kind of working in that space led you to miss soccer shorts and that space? And is there anything that kind of led you to kind of say, hey, you know what, like I kind of miss that. Like I kind of miss that and want to get back to that.
Yeah, well, my original plan was to bring back soccer shorts in 2024. And one of the big stories that I was going to work on was following all the different supporter groups as they were forming for SDFC and how it came together, and follow that kind of backstory all the way up through the opening match, the opening home match. And that was going to be, and it would have come out this summer. I was going to be doing some other things, but that was going to be the real big piece that I was going to work on. And maybe some of the episodes would come out earlier because it was going to be a multi-episode series. But as I started working towards that, because if anybody who remembers and was around, I was bringing my camera to some events, I was filming some things, I was getting ready to set up interviews. And then slowly I started, I don't want to say getting roped in, that's not the right word, but starting getting more involved in the leadership areas of the union, or what has become the union, and now Fronteras, the SD Fronteras. And I eventually, when we started, I became the first president of SDISU, and it's different, certainly, working with that. And as you said, working with $1 billion company. And one of the difficult things about bringing a whole bunch of people together from various supporter groups who have different backgrounds and beliefs of what supporter groups should be and do. It's, you know, I joked around, says like herding cats, but it's trying to get everybody together on the same page for those match days. And while I enjoyed doing it and put a a lot of work towards helping build the structure of what the union is today. There are things that happened over the last fall that I think, to be fair, probably say it wasn't a good fit all the way around for me as president and my vision of what supporter culture should be, and where a lot of the people who were the leaders of the supporter groups wanted to go as well. I have a bit more of a grassroots, maybe even rebel kind of feeling in terms of supporters and supporter groups, which I don't think aligned with where a lot of people wanted to be. And there's a lot of great people who are involved in the union right now and in leadership, and I wish them all the best and success. But some of the things that I think a direction I would have liked to see the union take, and I really hope at some point the union does find a stronger voice as they're working with the team, because I think it will help them in the long run. But as that was playing out in the fall, the whole idea of soccer shorts was in the back of my mind, and one of, I think, my most disappointing things about being president was the fact that I stopped doing my filming for what I would have done for all the supporter groups and everything putting this together, and missed that really golden opportunity to tell a story, I think an important local story in terms of all of those groups coming together. So I'm still going to go back at some point and visit and do something with all the different supporter groups that are there, but it'll take a slightly different turn and tact as we move forward.
Yeah, and seeing some of the storytelling that you have done again with Barcata, with the locals in the formation of that, and again, it's a really cool asset that we can add to the fray here at San Diego Punto Football, and just again that storytelling. And I know you wanted to connect a lot about like the Sarape segment too, like specifically this segment of guests that we've had that highlight the community and the great things that are happening around town. And so kind of take us into the idea of what the new soccer shorts will be moving forward.
Well, I mean, the whole reason I started soccer shorts in the first place was it was during the Soccer City time and that election, and that had failed. And right before that, the Bridge Barcata had started, and it was playing at the original bridge location, underneath I-15 over there by Qualcomm. And I just started bringing my camera out because I thought somebody needs to document this, because this is really cool. And I wasn't there on the very, very first day, but I was there on the second day and most of the days moving forward, and the beginning part of the formation of Bridge Barcata all the way to moving into Chicano Park. And once the Soccer City movement ended with that election, I had met so many people. One of the nice things about that Soccer City effort was it brought our soccer community really close together. And while I knew a lot of people loosely, I was able to meet some people and have some deeper conversations. And really the idea was, besides Bridge Barcata, like there's so many untapped stories that need to be told about our local soccer community, and someone to shine a spotlight on those things, because the MLS team, the NWSL team, where we are right now, they're going to get all the headlines and all the highlights. And there's a lot of cool stories that happen that go, for the most part, unnoticed. And I think they really ought to be told. They ought to be given a voice and a spotlight to do that. And during the last fall, as things were ramping up with being the president of the union and listening to Two Balls and a Mic, and especially with the Sarape segment, I was like, this is what I want to get back to. This is exactly what Soccer Shorts is getting back and doing a deeper dive into our community. And every time you'd have different guests and different groups that come on, like I've seen them on here, and the child just give a shout out to the Baller crew. And it's like, that's a story that needs to be documented as well. So there's so many different stories that we have that are part of the fabric of San Diego soccer culture that I'd just like to get out there and give those people a voice and give a platform to tell their story other than what we might see through social media or in different way. Give a little more human backstory kind of touch to those.
And you kind of touched it right there, right? Give us a little bit of like, give us a little tease. Like, who can we maybe expect to get on the first couple episodes?
Well, very first episode are you guys. So
It's almost like you
Uh,
didn't know that.
I love that. I kind of want to hear it, you know? So, wow. I want to be surprised by myself.
Oh, really?
But
Tell me
it's-
more.
there's right now it's a little bit open. One of the side projects that we're going to do here at Soccer Shorts, in addition to bringing back our mini documentary series, is we're going to be doing a podcast. It's going to be called Local Grassroots Stories. It's if you can see my shirt, it's the tagline here on the shirt, and we're going to do this podcast weekly, and it's going to help give some more behind the scenes for what we're doing with the podcast and talk about some of the things that are coming up, as well as do some things we can't always do with the Soccer Shorts episodes. These things take time to produce. Realistically, can produce about 10 to 12 a year. And there's lots of stories, right, to be told. So the podcast will help us dive into some things that maybe we're not ready to yet, or at some point later we might do a video series on, but we can still talk and interview people, kind of an extension of your Serape segment that you have. And then we're also going to look at some current events that focus on grassroots soccer. So we want to be the exact opposite end of the corporate side of soccer. We want to get down to what real people are doing in the communities and tell those stories.
Yeah, and going back to that human interest element, I mean, I think it's at the heart of all great journalism, and that's like something I've learned and believed for a long time. Why specifically do you seek to like use the lens of soccer to tell these human interest stories? Because you see them in all sports, but I'm curious from like a personal level, why do you want to use soccer as this lens?
Well, soccer is the sport I have loved my whole life. That's the one I'm most passionate about. And I think, like most sports, but especially in soccer, I think some of the best stories that we think of, like, you know, we follow Champions League, we watch top athletes, we love to watch them on the stage and do the incredible things that they do. And we remember some of those things, but some of the huge, really heartwarming kind of stories and other things come from what happens at the fan level, comes from what happens at the grassroots level or even lower league teams. And that's what reminds us what is so special about the beautiful game, right? Yes, we like the top athletes and we like watching the amazing skill, but we also get jaded at times because of the corporate and big money and sovereign wealth influence that we see in high-level soccer. And it's always nice to be reminded of even what it was like to play as a kid, right? Just the love and the passion that you get for the game. When people have that strong connection, I think they have the strongest connection when it is about community and community related things.
That's a great question and a great answer.
Yeah, and I'm kind of curious, as a kid, did you played a lot of soccer as a kid growing up? Because I think about like when I'm writing about this game and like watching these games, I'm imagining myself sometimes just like, man, I was like falling all over the field and like grass that would like had chunks everywhere. Like how much is that in your head while you're telling these stories?
Well, it's a lot. My dad is English, so I mean he lived over here since he was 16. So, but he loved the game, and I grew up. I mean, I'm old. I'm older than most people around here in our soccer scene. I was in high school when the outdoor San Diego Soccers were still playing and the NASL folded.
NASL.
My dad used to referee. He wasn't an NASL referee. He was a local referee, but he would referee a lot of preseason games for the Soccers. So that was one of my first ins, was being able to be there, sometimes be around the locker room at times. You know, as a younger kid, just getting some of those experiences you don't always get. But my dad my dad loved it. Every time the World Cup would come around, we'd find places where we could watch it together. When I've told this story a few times, so I apologize to people who've heard it before, but when I grew up in Palm Springs after my parents split, there was a show on PBS called Soccer Made in Germany, which is long for the great Toby Charles hosted that. And they would take a match and condense it down to an hour. And it was on once a week, but it didn't matter what we were doing in the neighborhood. We could be playing baseball or American football or tag or, whatever we were doing out as kids. When that day came around and that episode was on, I was like, all right, peace, gotta go watch. Yeah, because it was all I could get. And between that and the influence, certainly from my father because of his background and love of the game as well. But I played in high school and I lived through that desert time that we had in the US of no NASL and before MLS. And then getting a team actually to the 1990 World Cup and then hosting the 94 World Cup, which I was fortunate to go to a match up in Stanford to see Romania and Sweden. And it was, right, I think about the experiences I had and some of my best sporting experiences all the way up through being a member of the Locals and being in 109 with the SD Loyal have been revolved around soccer, but also that community grassroots element of soccer, not necessarily the big showcase event.
It's as punk rock as it gets.
Yeah.
I love that. Like it's really, really cool, and it's done with a lot of heart, and that's what I've always admired about what you do, and that makes a lot of sense. Your father being a referee, like just being able to have that level-headed approach to the game in a lot of different ways, John, and that's certainly something that's needed in its spaces. But I'm really excited to have this new wrinkle and partnership with San Diego Punto Football, because this is what this is. This project is exactly that. Like, hey, let's amplify these great stories
Welcome to
that
the
we have.
team.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I do want to
ring on us.
I do want to go back because I didn't quite answer Chiva's question about what's
Yeah.
coming up. He asked about the episodes. I did mention you guys. And we are probably going to do an episode on the Campaign Cup, but really, other than that, at the moment, you don't have anything specific lined up, although I want to hedge that a little bit. I'm a meticulous planner, and I've got about, seriously, more than 200 episodes loosely penciled out and stuff of what could go, so ready to go in lots of different directions. But what I'd really like to do this time around, and to use Two Balls and a Mic to help, and our podcast that we're going to do, the local grassroots stories, is really tap into our community and ask the community. We'll set up some polls and other things, what, like, to offer nominations and suggestions, and really what would they like a story on. And I'd really like the community to help dictate which, at least pick some of the stories that we're going to do each year. So we take some time and really dig deep into some of the stories that our community really wants to hear. And we'll supplement those with some other ones that I just personally think are cool. But I mean, ultimately, I'm doing this because these are all stories I'm interested in. I make them because I want to know. I want to go interview these people. I want to go ask them. I want to find out about it, and then I want to share it. But it's not really a work kind of thing. It's something where I am passionately curious about, how did you get here? How did this come about? Whatever it is, and then would like to give those people who are interested a chance to tell that story and help them tell that story and shine a spotlight on it, as I say repeatedly, and then make it available for other people in the community to see, and maybe get a taste of some things that, although we all know some great things about our soccer community, we don't all know everything. And
Yeah.
I'm always surprised when I get together with people and find out about something new in San Diego, especially something new in terms of soccer in San Diego that has been here like most of my life. I'm like, how did I never hear about this? Like, those are the things that start to intrigue me. Like, that's a story I want to tell.
There's a lot of them, and we're discovering them like week in, week out, and some of the at this point regular suspects in doing great things in the community that we hear about. But again, there's a lot of things that are just uncovered. And women's soccer in San Diego, like we had them on a couple of weeks ago. That's something that's been going on for years. No idea that was happening. Right? It's
Right. And
great.
I think I texted you right after that or called you or something. And as I was really starting to think about doing soccer shorts again, I was like, that is exactly the types of things that I want to dig deeper into. That really, I think that was, again, one of those pieces along the way that just helped push me to solidify that I was done on the president side of SDISU. Plus, frankly, it was just getting too busy and too much time. And again, some people are sick of hearing this, but for those who don't know, I am a long COVID sufferer. So having to control my schedule a little better is helpful for me, which this allows me to do. And certainly being president of the union didn't. So it's something that fits better with where I am right now for my personal health.
Well, nobody's going to take that away from you. The first ever SDISU president for the San Diego FC, and it just certainly takes somebody to be able to put themselves in that position, even if they were just by happenstance and pressure of different elements put in there. And I'm glad that you're able to at the end of the day still enjoy what you do, and even moving on from that role into this new soccer shorts. And hey, I think I'm excited for everybody. And again, pay attention to what's going out there in the community. If you know somebody, get into contact. You know where to hit up John Cross. You know where to find him. John, what is something that it's coming up in here in the horizon relatively soon, or is there anything that the community can do just to reach out to you to get this started, or you have enough on your plate, like you said?
Well, I mean, we have a lot pending that where we can go watch at different directions, but no, I absolutely would want to hear from anyone in the community who has any ideas. We always use those as springboards. So the first thing is right now on socials, and this is part of, I guess, the climate that we're in right now, we are not doing any other social other than Blue Sky right now. We're not going to be on Facebook. We're not going to be on X. We're not going to be on a bunch of these. And that's a personal decision that I'm making. But we'll be on YouTube, and we'll be, working with San Diego Punto Football. But you can reach us on Blue Sky. It's BPD for Big Pine Digital, which is a video production company that I have, and which is kind of Soccer Shorts falls under that umbrella. This is a side project for that. So BPD Soccer Shorts is where you'll find us on Blue Sky. It's also the exact same thing to find our YouTube channel for Soccer Shorts. It's BPD Soccer Shorts. And if you haven't seen the episodes we had put together before, I encourage people to go and check those out. I think in some of our early episodes for the upcoming podcast, we're probably going to bring some of those people back who we focused on, and talk a little bit about those episodes and what we did to put those together. But that podcast will likely be starting up about the third week of this month. So maybe in about 2 more weeks. That's our target goal. We still have a couple of things we're working through to get set up. My co-host for that is going to be Dylan Wilson. Anybody who's familiar, he helped out on some locals podcasts, and he and Max Bristow did a kind of a soccer breakdown analytic show for The Loyal for a little bit. So he'll be helping out on the podcast, and we'll have some other guests come on at different times. And we'll be taking some feedback, certainly on the podcast for shows, and for San Diego Punto Football as well. Or if you catch me at any events, please let us know, because I would like the community to help drive some of these decisions for who we focus on. It takes us roughly 4-ish weeks to turn around an episode. That just depends on how quickly we can get the interviews done and shoot some of the B-roll we need to shoot. So I've done some in as little as 2 weeks, and others, like the locals documentary, that was a big thing that took a long time to put together, over 8 episodes. But we'll do a variety of one-offs, and we'll do some some longer series that will be multiple episodes as well. So we've got a lot of things, as I said, penciled in, but we'd really like community's input to help us solidify. And we'll start offering what some of those are over the next few weeks here, even just to give some ideas.
Soccer shorts. Already Paul Naku giving ideas. The fight for free street soccer in San Diego. It's an ongoing battle. It's a actually really good storyline to this day.
I think that'll be a forever battle for me.
You think it'll be forever battle? Or no. What? Yeah.
Free things in America. Come on, what are we doing?
It's very.
Well, that would be a good follow up to the Bridge Barcata series that we have, which we had quite a few episodes on Bridge Barcata, especially Paul. I know you put that in there, so if you're interested in doing something again, always happy to have you as the subject of one of our things. And I know just changing subject slightly, Paul's got a street team thing going out to Texas or something, right? Isn't that something that's coming up?
I believe so. I believe I saw that on a group chat as well. So
yeah,
I
looking
think
for
they're
some
planning
players or something.
a travel day for when SDFC plays Austin.
Oh.
And I think they're trying to put together a team. I think it's gonna be like a tournament or something.
Is that Calle?
Might be.
I wonder
not
what
too
the
sure.
teams out there.
Paul will let us know.
See, those little things like that are always so cool. Like your favorite sport team is going to a different city. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna go there. We're gonna go.
Fell through.
Play some soccer. Oh, it fell through. Okay. But still, little things like that.
It's gonna work.
I'm sure it'll happen at some point.
It's Barrio CF. Yeah, absolutely. Part of the ISFA Street World Cup qualifying tournament over in Los Angeles that we did commentary for.
That was fun.
Very fun. But John, for now, again, it's the beginning. People can start looking forward to that in the coming weeks. Is there anything else at this point that we can let the people know to be ready on, or do you think you're good
I'd say again, because it takes a little time, and frankly, today was the first day of getting back into production, being there at the garage for the couple hours leading up to the kickoff of the show. So thank you guys for having me there and doing some of the interviews we did. And this episode for you guys is probably just to give us some lead time and start putting some of the other episodes together as well, so we get a good production pipeline started. This episode probably will come out about late March that we're doing on San Diego Punto Football, and then that will kick off our series that we're going to be doing on that. But we're ready. We're ready to begin production on multiple episodes. We usually have 3 or 4 going at one time, in various stages. So we're trying to get those laid out, and those are the big things. And then the podcast, the local grassroots stories podcast coming up here in a couple of weeks. And that will give a lot more information about what we're doing with Soccer Shorts.
Well, I love it. You heard it here first. Soccer Shorts is returning after a long hiatus. And I saw the sparkle in your eye. You seemed...
I love human interest stories. I can't wait to see some and go back into the archive too. I'm looking forward to this when I go home.
Yeah, love that. John, thank you once again for coming in and kicking this off in the setup of the San Diego segment. I hope it's a good partnership moving forward. And I know there's a lot of people excited for Soccer Shorts coming back.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me. And as well, looking forward to the partnership.
Perfect. See you later, John. Thank you for coming in. This has been El Zarape de San Diego. He saw what goes into making this show before, and it's one of those things where I was like, well, it's a decompression of like an actual work day for us. It's like the drive
Especially
here,
when
the
we have
preparation.
like programming.
It's
12-hour work days, and then we come in the garage and we're like,
just being silly,
tired.
just being silly and having a
he's
good old
he's like
time.
a pro. Like watching him handle the phone, the camera, whatever you want to call it. Like it feels like very professional. Like I've been around like actual like certain like recordings, and especially when you're at these media things where you have people recording. Like he keeps it pro. He's like quiet, like making sure he's getting the B-roll stuff. Like that's something I always struggle with. Is like when I'm trying to make like a video thing, it's like, okay, I need to get all this B-roll. Usually I just like take one thing. I'm like, all right, that's good enough. And then when I try to make it later, he was like getting cool stuff. He was moving around. It was cool.
Yeah,
Fun to watch.
That's the proof that he was here earlier. Just getting some B-roll footage and preparing for the return of Soccer Shorts here. So you're a part of it. He was a part of it. It's going to be a component where you're going to have your time. I don't know what you're going to say. You're going to be interviewed on your own in your own domain. And
this is ending right now. I've always hated. It's going to be fun. Like it's going to be like
Stan Tony.
So it makes the
Tony
show work
Bowles
is they hate each other behind the scenes. You guys don't know this, but like as soon as the show ends, they like I have to hold them. I have to separate them.
Yeah. You have to stop me
Pretty
from
cool.
hurting him. I did see a couple shout outs there. You heard from the Baller Crew, and if the Baller Crew is still here, I got something special for you guys because jumping back for something in the community that we've been just kind of championing and very proud of is again the upcoming YMCA inaugural campaign cup where we are raising funds. Our first San Diego Punto Football sponsored event. Today is our 5-year anniversary show, so this is something that we're doing for our 5-year anniversary. And with that, we already announced our first player signing for the match, Megan O'Keefe from San Diego Wave. We're also going to have representation from Bridge Barcata. And with that, we're also going to welcome from the Baller Crew in powerful Esteban Toscano.
Here we go.
Esteban making an appearance here, as well as his compadre compatriot. And I'm not sure how this is going to work. Am I going to put them on the same team or are they going to be separate? We'll talk about it. But
separate teams.
Wow. Brandon
Wow.
Elasad, part of the inaugural campaign cup, coming to you on February 28th. We're going to go ahead and have that recorded, streamed, hopefully commentated
on our social media too for the rest of the announcement.
Rest of the announcements will be happening, and I think it's safe to say, and I didn't have the graphic prepared, but former professional skateboarder Willie Santos will be playing.
Whoa.
Woo! Willie, actually a former teammate
Of ours,
along
yeah.
with Paul in one of the Chrome Ball Cup tour stops over in Poway, who scored
He did
in that
score,
game. He actually
yeah.
scored in that game. That
We
was
won one of the games.
We won against Chula Vista Pickup, actually.
We won. Yes, it was against Chula Vista
Yeah, it
Pickup.
was.
We won Bridge Barcata's first game at a Chrome Ball tour.
Absolutely, and that was part of that. And I did I stop a penalty?
You did not stop a
I
penalty.
think I stopped a penalty. You were there, Abe.
You were doing the one-on-ones.
I was good on one-on-ones. I did excellent there. Yeah, look at that.
Yo, he didn't know. Not well, this is how you find out, dude.
We'll have some more player announcements and ways that you can support the campaign cup. For that, we do have the Sirens, like I said, who are getting involved, as well as the SDISU on the San Diego FC side of things.
You know what? I'll make official announcement.
Oh,
I will be there.
Yeah, you will. You
I
have
will be
no
there.
choice,
Yeah,
dog.
yeah,
You're
hell
helping
yeah,
me move
yeah.
the camera, my guy.
100%. Yeah, Paul Naku also confirmed for the game representing Bridge Barcata. We'll have the graphics all put together. It's part of what John Cross
We'll
was,
make like a
was
starting 11.
filming. Yeah, no, 100%.
It'll be a 7-on-7, and then there'll be rotations.
No,
and
not
subs.
7-on-7. We're gonna do 8-on-8. Like
8-on-8.
as much playing
Make 'em-
time.
Make 'em
I just had
run.
an idea. Like before the things that the Caliente teams have been doing, where all the players have to like either we should make all the players for
Do
the
a
campaign
lineup
cup
video.
Oh my God.
come talk to us before they go in and do a
Brandon
quick little.
Alja, striker. Esteban Toscano, portero. Why
That's
did
actually the
chicken cross
contention.
the road?
That's actually the point of contention because we have a lot of goalkeepers. Again, graphics will be put up. Weston Bray from San Diego Wave is also a goalkeeper who's going to be playing. So,
Puro portero. Vato.
and I don't know if we can say this, but I think we can. It's safe to say. One of the people that I've talked to this about for years is actually, hopefully, if he makes it back from a ski trip unscathed, Andrew Vasiliades, former San Diego Loyal chairman, is making an appearance and playing on one of the teams.
DJ himself.
Absolutely. So he's also a goalkeeper, from what I was told. But again, I don't know, guys. Which graphic should I use? Because
Emor Villa's also going to be here.
Emor Villa
Oh
is
my gosh.
also on there
All-star game, guys.
as
Come on.
well. Esma says I can play striker. I got that Jorge Campos in me.
That's right.
Love that. And like I said, the SDISU is going to be making an appearance with some players and hopefully some in-kind donations. But also, you guys get to choose.
Jose Antonio.
That one?
El gordito roba lonche.
That one?
¿Cuántos lonches te robaste, compa?
That's not nice.
No.
What grade was this?
How old do you think I am?
No, you're like 6 or 7 here.
No, it's older. Like a 9-year-old.
I'm gonna say 7.
No, 8 or 9. Yeah, 9. I'm sticking
No,
with
you
9.
don't understand. This guy's a monster.
He was a big boy growing up.
He's a big boy now. What?
I was a small kid.
You don't say.
Ugh.
No, or what about this one?
Abe, did you get bullied in high school? Jumped into a locker? Tony assumed you did.
No.
What about this one?
That one you're older.
No, but like I mean, which one should I use? That one or that one?
What are you holding in
That was
your
all
other
the Sanchez.
hand? One of them.
It's
you got
actually
the
two
trophy?
It's two trophies.
Oh, it's cut off.
2 giant trophies that I earned in 2 different age groups because
Till this day, you suck at smiling in pictures. What is wrong with you?
Smiling is a waste of calories.
All right. If I see you smiling at Disneyland, April 7th, 8th,
You
or
won't
9th,
be smiling. Don't worry about that.
después de toda la feria que te gastes, whew, you will not be smiling.
What do you mean?
Disneyland's expensive, dude.
What's expensive about it?
All the food you're gonna buy.
Tony's. If there's ever a person that's gonna make their own food and bring it to Disneyland, I think
It's gonna be Tony. Oh man, yes.
I love doing that though. That's always the best food.
It's good, but the food there's also really good.
Just because now I'm inspired.
No, mama.
Just because I'm gonna give you the context. Of
I gotta bring some of my pictures if you're gonna bring your pictures.
Just the age group. I mean, I didn't bring anything. I live here, bro. This is. Let's see, where is it? So that's the full picture right there of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's me at 8 years old.
I knew it. I called it.
This is.
You said 7.
I said 7, 8.
Okay.
That's me at 7.
Mm-hmm.
That's me at 6. Same Spider-Man. I still have that. That's me at 5.
Too gordo.
The fuck, dude. And that's Megan O'Keefe, who was playing in the
That is Megan O'Keefe.
inaugural campaign cup.
Pick was taken last week. Pesabas más antes.
Yeah, no, I gained it all back, bro.
He used to wave more as an 8-year-old than what he does now at 30.
All right. So with that, we're just gonna go ahead and close it on that.
Goals, gabs, and greats to wrap up our 5-year anniversary episode. We're going to go ahead and get started with the goal of the week. What do you want?
Hey, Chiva, what is the goal of the week?
Goal of the week goes to not in Barcelona.
Not in Barcelona. No, not again. No, in Barcelona. No.
In Barcelona, not in Barcelona. Where is that?
Also, that goal was nice by him. Great control. By Marcus Invarson to slot a ball in the 9th position.
There it is.
Great control. But this is the goal of the week.
No audio here, but it's a Chucky Lozano with that banger top ends goal that he did against Sacramento. I don't know, Tony, your reaction? I think you had another one as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That was a good goal, but I also want to give a special shout out to somebody who's going to be the great. And that is the one Captain Craig Childs from the San Diego Sockers, who had a.
Here comes Luis. Morales
Game winner.
charging. Childs scoring!
Golden goal, right?
Who
Golden goal, middle mini heel, otter.
The pride of Poway,
How do you call it a
Craig
seal?
Childs.
Because it's a sea, and he kind of looked like an otter. A sea otter.
Wow.
Great goal there, assisted by Morales, in order to go ahead and have him cap a great performance by the veteran, the captain of captains, El Capi de Capitanes, Craig Childs, to lead San Diego to
Against
a victory.
Tacoma.
Is Craig Childs the type to like have a statue built?
He should.
You think so?
Absolutely. He should.
I know there's like so many.
Craig Childs or Boris Pardo?
Craig Childs.
All right. That was
I don't
fast.
think there's enough like busts.
Talk
just,
about
like,
it.
the
Talk
face.
about it tomorrow in Soccer is Overtime.
Yeah.
That's a
You
good
can
time.
ask Craig.
And another podcast powered by
Top-
San Diego Punto Futbol.
Absolutely. That's another podcast. That goal was about the assist, though, the dive and dish. Absolutely.
I have another great.
You have another great. Oh, here we go, Chiba.
Another great is just Drew Steck and Cesar Hernandez bringing another Club Deportivo Movie Club episode along with the guest of the show, Amelia, friend and writer, journalist as well, friend of Cesar Hernandez. But yeah, episode 5 now on our YouTube channel. I believe they live streamed this one, right?
Yeah, well, it wasn't a live stream. It was a
Premiere.
Yeah,
a premiere.
Gotcha.
And they actually for this episode, last one they had Craig Elston, I believe, and they watched Victory. For this episode, this theme is so catchy. I'm so jealous. I help with that.
What do you do cool stuff for everyone else?
It's a really good song. Shout out to Drew and Cesar who do that podcast. You can check that out on the San Diego Punto Futbol channel. It's essentially a book club, but for movies. So fantastic stuff there. Go ahead and get lost in there. There's a lot of statue-worthy soccer. I completely agree with that. And with that, we're going to go ahead and close week. And I mean, it's a simple one. There's not a great look here, but Robin Van Persie, great in the soccer world, is now a head coach. If you do that. And it's incredible how, even at the professional level, you see him arguing here. There's 12 men on the field. There's 12 men on the field.
That's a flag on the play.
This should not be happening. There's confusion.
Like,
There's
salte, güey.
chaos.
They're like, who's getting off? Who's getting off?
Player goes off, but there's enough of confusion, and then to really concede a goal right then and there. Heartbreaking, maddening, infuriating. At the last second, you're Robin Van Persie. You're mad at your defense for letting the ball bounce there. Nobody touches it.
But it's always tough. I mean, you have everyone's deciding who they're marking. You have weird things like that. Like, that's a tough moment.
What league is this?
That's isn't that where the boy played?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Yeah, find out for me, please. Hurry.
And we had another gaffe of the week. Is that right?
That is absolutely correct. And I think this is the gaff of gaffs for this week. And it is the shocking and breaking news that happened as you hear there.
Tonight from the Lakers, a late night trade that is just stunning the NBA.
Pinger's here. He's been watching what's happening. Ping.
Yeah, this is a stunner. Comes out of nowhere. The Lakers needed a face for the future, and now they have Dallas's Luka Doncic. It certainly was a wow move for both franchises out of nowhere. Anthony Davis is going to be with Dallas now, and call it really the best kept secret when it comes to trade news. This happened like 40 minutes ago, out of nowhere, like literally out of nowhere. I did confirm it with my NBA sources. Anthony Davis came to the Lakers in 2019.
It's so crazy because so many people just like didn't believe this was happening.
It was wild. When you have a trade in another sport, just going global and everyone's talking about it, it's insane.
That's exactly what it is, procrastinating Puma, a gaff that transcends sports. It's such a bad move that it's just
bad moves for the Mavericks. I think it's a great move for the Lakers. And honestly, what's not talked about enough is like LeBron might be moving on, guys. I think LeBron, this is LeBron's last season in LA.
I believe that he's staying for the year.
I think he's gonna go to like
Golden State
or Golden State probably, but maybe New York.
Oh, those New Yorkers would love that. But they
Bring
would
a
hate him.
championship to the Knicks. Like, come on, that would be pretty
Something that's never been done. Patrick Ewing. Couldn't do it. But you know what? It's all good. You're lost in the sauce. But yeah, a gaff of the week that transcends sports. Doncic is the Lakers. To the Lakers is the great. Good shout. Great for the week. Santi to AC Milan.
Number 7.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Now playing alongside Christian Pulisic.
The CONCACAF Italian team. It'll be interesting to watch those dynamics. But with that said, we're going to go ahead and bring it on to a close today. Season's greetings to everybody who joined us in the chat, on the live stream, on Instagram, on X, on soon to be Blue Sky. We'll be doing our knock around glass sunglass giveaway tomorrow live on Instagram. So check that out if you want to have a chance to win a beach towel. From San Diego. You're in San Diego. Go ahead and do that. I want to watch a surprise for Abe. Stick around. We'll keep the stream going. But if you're on the audio, have a good day. Bye.
I was looking for me 5 years ago.
The surprise for Abe.
Okay. What is this? Whoa. What are these? Pokemon cards?
We're going to open some Pokemon cards.
What? What the heck? Why do you have Pokemon cards? This is random. Whoa, these look cool. You might be like super devaluing this. This looks sick, dude. A lot.
That's your pile. That's my pile.
Oh my
What's
gosh.
the card to try to get here?
Open some Pokemon cards.
They look like a box of cookies.
All right. Let's see who has the best one.
So like, what's the goal here? What's
What's
Whoever
the
gets
chase
something that
card?
looks cool. I don't know.
That's you're still
always
watching on the
scared of it.
stream and enjoy. Oh, I got a Sinistcha. Oh, no idea what that Pokemon is. Never heard of it in my life.
Do we have to do like the 1, 2, 3?
No, it's just
Hola,
it's
madre,
just a
this
mini
one's-
card.
This one's shiny.
Wait, what is it?
It's a Dark Cry.
Darkrai? Oh, wow.
Darkrai.
Oh, okay. I got a Ghastly. Okie dokie. Got an Okie dokie.
Oh, I got one of those too.
Okay.
Okie
Look at that. I like that. Open some more. This is good. People enjoy the Pokemon content on Sunday Punto Football for some reason.
Yeah. I know a friend, Caesar.
Caesar actually did too. Like he was like, yeah, I was all into it. I love it.
Yeah. Haven't seen you at any of these events, Caesar. Hope you miss.
So
miss you, Caesar.
actually, we're actually gonna get Caesar H Football very soon on Sunday Punto Football with an article he's been working on for ESPN. Look at that. The Holo Pikachu. Got a Holo Pikachu.
Oh, I got one too.
Que la chingada madre.
This Ghastly's cool. Got 2 moves.
I got Ghastly.
Hey,
Are we
now.
trying to get Magic Card here, or
I'm butchering.
Monkidori.
I'm butchering the way to open these packs. I have.
It's got a hole at the top.
Yeah, Tony.
Ooh, a Fluttermane. Hello.
Besandipiti?
No.
Now I'm messing. Got me in my head about opening this thing.
Do you have any more out there?
How do you open
Yeah, here. Open these.
This one más.
Open these gives you one. Pull Chukisaurus. I'd love to do a soccer pack. I just,
I got
send some
a
over.
flowers.
I'll open them here. New 5-year tradition, opening Pokemon cards. I love that.
Another Dark Cry.
A Mimi. Oh, was it
I'm gonna help Abe out
Mimikyu?
here.
Mimikyu. Love that. The Quaxley. I like that. All right, one more for me.
Oh, Umbreon.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, I like them.
Fluttermane?
No, that is
I got one of those.
We're just
Ooh,
looking at the shiny,
Gengar.
we're just looking at the shiny ones, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I got an Umbreon too. followed by a Gengar. All
Oh, wow.
right.
I got the full evolutions now.
Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar. Heck yeah!
Here you go,
Look at
bud.
that. We're so cool here.
And
You open all of them?
This is really cool.
oh, a
I have-
Mimi.
Mimi.
Estas son las chafitas.
Mimikyu. You're going to Japan, Chiba?
I am.
How do you say that?
¿Quién sabe?
Mimikyu.
Are you gonna try and learn some Japanese before you go? Or are you just
No,
gonna
really.
wing it?
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Sumimasen.
Watashi Put your hands in your pocket, and your pants have to be super high up and tucked in shirt. You just gotta have a toothpick in your mouth and just like laugh like a villain, like like that.
Riento.
Yeah. All right, this is ridiculous. Two
Bye,
balls
everyone.
breaks. I love that. All right, we'll end it there. Have a good one. Bye.